Streamlabs, I don't have to worry about, like, spending an entire half hour getting this thing set up. So, we are actually live right now on both YouTube and Twitch.
Right.
We're live right now. I'm looking at OBS. They can hear me. They can hear everybody. I just don't know the volumes of which they can hear them. I have everybody at the same thing, but I don't know if OBS will pick them up differently. In the meantime, I will get that ready. I'll play some, music just to kind of prep. We're not gonna get that.
I'm gonna deafen for whenever you do your sound check.
Alright. We're just gonna play. We're gonna loop this for this. Hello, we're gonna do a sound check. Welcome to Hunter the Road Trip. Session 9. And tonight, the hunters are going to finally meet up in the confrontation and finally defeat, see if they can defeat Lorenzo. And in the meantime, the hunters who are going to be defeating them are going to do a 1-by-1 sound check. Like 7. Or Joshi.
Oi. Oi.
And then Zach, who is played by Mr. Robu.
Hello. I mean.
And then, right now, we have our very own sound tester, which is Virgil in the form of Bone. He's listening out, so we'll skip him and go to Steph, played by Justin Orange.
Hi, how are ya?
After that, we have our, hunter, other hunter from New York, Jerry, played by, Sim.
Where's the gabagool?
What? And
I'm
what?
not from New York. I'm not even Italian. It was probably racist.
And they're like Europeans. It's like fine. But last but not least,
That was definitely racist.
last but not least, we have Dr. Arkham. Played by our very own Noir.
Copy that, stray dog.
And
Copy that, red rooster.
And there we have it. Our lovely crew of hunters.
So, Noir, is Dr. Arkham a big fan of Dr. Pepper?
Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
I mean, like, Dr. Pepper's alright. It's not my favorite drink, honestly. If there's others, I'll probably pick something over it, but Dr. Pepper's, I won't, like...
You wouldn't say no to a pepper.
I wouldn't say no to Dr. Pepper, but I'm not actively seeking Dr. Pepper.
What about Mr. Pibb?
I can't gauge Mr. Pibb's game.
Unfamiliar with the Pibb.
Alright,
Yeah.
everything sounds good.
So, I turned it
What about
down.
Dr. Thunder?
The music isn't overpowering. This is what that looks like, by the way.
Yeah, I don't get how the whole thing works. It's just like, I know Justin's also done things where it's like, okay, the volume is it's like different according to source.
Alright, thankfully, if we're all ready. And let's just...
Wait, actually, I might have had the stream on the Discord. That might have been why it sounded overpowering. Let me just get another listen on the YouTube. Okay, yeah, I'm an idiot. Turn it back to what it was. I had the Discord stream on, and that's why it sounded overpowering.
There we go.
Alright, I'm gonna do the sound test again. Give me a second.
Alright, I'm just gonna talk with the music, and after this, I think we should just be good to go. I forgot to make dinner, So, right
too
now,
late.
I had a bowl of pineapple just as a last minute impromptu thing.
Is your mouth melting?
Can you turn
it's
up
really
the
good.
music actually by like 2%?
I actually have been wanting to turn up the music. Yeah, there we go.
All right, let me see how that sounds. Okay, yeah, it's good.
Thankfully, because this music is on a different browser than the images, I have the ability to adjust on the fly for different songs. So that's cool. So, I think we're all ready. I'm gonna drop us in. So, we're dropping. We're ready. So, remember that it is that you are in the middle. You're still driving around. It's like night. I would say the this is like a little bit of like prelude before like the meeting happens. This is like you have like you have like a hour or 3 hours to prepare. I'll give you guys 3 hours. I'll be a little generous because
All right.
actually I'll give you more because it's midnight and it is 9 p.m. right now.
All right, so I believe whenever I was on the phone with the guy, I asked if like I could get like a map of what our plan would be, like where it's like the positions of like the ambush.
You receive the
Layout.
You receive the layout of the map. Now, one thing you were made aware of is that this is what the area is going to just look like.
All right, it's like do we know where the did they tell us where they're going to be positioned? Or our like vampire allies?
Our vampire allies, I'll say in the meantime, you did receive a letter that elaborated a bit more on the plan. There are apparently, there are 3 main vampire allies that were summoned. Oh, 4 of them. One is going to be hidden in like the trees, sniping. And the other 2 were going to meet head on. And there was going to be a 3rd one that was going to start off in the bushes, but sneak his way onto the field when the fight starts.
All right, and we could probably use what's Robot's character's name?
Zach.
Why did I forget Zach?
It's available.
We can probably use his drone to kind of case out the area.
Sounds like a good idea.
See and get intel where everybody is positioned. We're gonna need to contact our new hunter friends to ambush the ambush, I think. I'm going to call the mayor, I guess.
You call through the number you were given. That's a safe near entry. Traceable number. And then you pick up. Hello?
I'm just for the sake of time, I'm going to tell her the deal, and that we're going to need the backup in preparation, ready to jump.
I never said this in our last meeting, but some of these there was a couple of these union workers actually knew people who were lost to these so let's just say our current problem. So they'll be very eager to help join in any ambush.
Alright, just make sure to stay a distance. We'll let you know whenever it's time.
Copy that. I'm glad we can help.
And then I guess I'm gonna hang up unless anybody has anything to add. Alright, I guess I'm gonna hang. Alright, then I'm gonna hang up.
You remember also what the other vampires looked like? There were three of them alongside Smith. One had his face obscured, hard to remember, but the other one seemed larger, more brutish. He seemed to be wearing a bulletproof vest, but nothing underneath it. Almost wearing it like a tank top of sorts. With a weird tattoo of like scribblings on his head. This individual was a lot larger, and he seemed like that out of all of them, he would be a little bit more physically imposing.
Alright. So, we're gonna need to figure out what to do whenever the first ambush starts. We don't know if these guys will instantly try to take us out, or if they're going to wait for us to be isolated. So the question is, do we... Well, we have a few options. We can let the ambush trigger and then not help them, and then let them fight it out on their own and then mop up the rest. We could help them take out the Sabat, and then we take them out while they're still confused. While they're confused, we could fight them both mid-battle. Can we get the map again?
The map? Let me go get it.
I'm not getting between them if we don't have to.
Well, they said they were going to attack us. Oh wait, sorry, I misunderstood. Wait, what did you say?
I'm not getting between them if we don't have to.
Well, so the question is, how are they gonna fight? So we got one in the tree. Is it one in the trees?
Wait, it's
Yes.
like one in the trees.
We got some, and where are the others?
Two of them are going. Oh, I forgot to loop that last track. The two of them are just gonna walk up directly, and a third one was going to kind of skulk around in the shadows, but be right behind the other two.
And the question is, how many of us are going to be here? Do we bring us all there? Do we stay on the outskirts? They didn't really get... did these guys tell us where they wanted us positioned?
They just said that they wanted the... All that Smith said is when he gave the signal, he wanted you guys to be there to help, fire back at them.
Something we could do is possibly trigger the ambush early before they're prepared. Start the shootout.
That could also blow back in our faces, though.
It could. We could try sniping at one of them and claim that the cover's blown, launch the attack. We could snipe at one of the Sabat early on, but that might give away us to them. I'm thinking they're not going to betray us at the beginning. What do you guys think? Also, Dr. Arkham, how well do you think you're going to be able to handle yourself in a fight this way? Do you feel you should stay back, or do you think you can handle yourself?
What makes you think I can't handle myself?
You walk with a cane against dumpster jugglers.
I can hold my own.
All right. What do you fight with normally?
He holds up his fists.
What do you fight with that can actually fight them?
Guns, when I need them.
All right, that works well enough.
Storyteller's note. You guys do have firearms. Enough for all of you.
I'm just wondering, like, in what way are we going to fight? Do we do we engage in melee at any point? Do we sneak attack? We probably don't want to engage in melee with the vampires.
Well, you said it yourself. They juggle dumpsters, right?
Yes, but if they're not expecting us, if we can get behind them, we might be able to cut off a head. Probably not
We have a
best.
heavy enough weapon.
Probably not best to do that. Yeah, we might want to just use guns. So, what
Hold on,
are...
let me go call someone. I think he might have something for us.
I ought to have someone to talk to before we launch the attack, but I'll worry about that when the time comes.
I'm also gonna craft my makeshift flamethrower as well.
If we've got a flare, I think that might be an easy way to give a signal on when we're supposed to be turning.
Yes. We do have the flare, but we're going to be using that to call our hunter friends.
Do we
Zach,
know
you
they're
might
gonna
want
get
to...
here?
What?
Do we know they'll be able to get here?
Well, we have a few hours, so I don't see why not. We just called them so they know to get into position.
But let me get some.
Part of me is tempted to suggest setting the forest on fire, but I don't think that's a good idea. That would draw a lot. That would draw probably even more attention.
It's gonna get the apartment here for sure.
Although, if we set the place on fire at the very end, we might be able to get out, like take them out, and then get out. Vampires cannot handle fire, being around fire. It creates a fear in them. So, what do you guys think? Do we attack? Do we go along with the plan until it's time to turn on them? Do we attack them mid-fight? Or do we set off the ambush early?
I mean, some of these are the same thing.
Well, it's about when. Because if we fight them mid-fight, then we might have more vampires to deal with if we're not subtle. I'm starting to think perhaps we should mop up.
I vote for mopping up.
Now, do we help them during the mop-up, though? I mean, prior to the mop-up. Or do we let them fight it out on their own? We do have the LMG. That said, if they're stalking through the forest, we're not going to inherently know where they are unless they show themselves to us. So perhaps we should help them. We can set up we can possibly even lure them into a position to talk afterwards. AC, do we have like a thing with them like after the fight? Like, do we have any sort of rendezvous, or is it just like we fight and then figure it out from there?
It's we fight and figure it out from there. It's one of those things where the primary concern of Smith and the group is to just get rid of Lorenzo before he could trigger like a war.
So we could keep some of us in position to attack their positions, keep some behind, and then use a smaller amount of us as a distraction, make them think we're working with them. Smaller amount of us to help them take out Lorenzo while the rest of us get into place to attack them. That said, I don't know how good they are at sensing us, how good their senses are if we are trying to attack the predators.
Uh,
And we would probably need to be doubled up at least. Even 2-on-1 would scare me. Sorry, were you gonna say something, AC?
Oh no. Continue.
And Zach looks up from his tech from his phone.
Does Go ahead.
Zach looks up from his phone. I just talked to my guy. We'll have 2 Molotovs coming over.
Nice. But the question is, should we try to take them out one by one, our quote-unquote allies, or do we try to split up our group to attack them, assuming that we do try to ambush the ambushers. But there's like 4 of them, right?
Zach like scratches his chin for a second. He's like, "Run it by me again, Virgil. But why are we attacking our allies?"
Because they said last time you
Because they're
saw it on the
fucking
drone.
vampires.
No, it's because on the
They're gonna turn
drone.
on us.
Because the drone from yesterday, we heard them say they're going to kill us.
What's with their fucking vampires?
Yeah, you do have a point.
So there's 4 of them, right, AC?
Right. There is 4 of them. 2 of them. One of them will be sniping. Another one will be sneaking, but will be sneaking around the front lines.
Sneaking around the front line.
No, I mean,
sorry,
I guess like a better explanation is they'll be like, kind of like trying to be like, they'll be in like the main area.
Are they engaging in melee?
They're engaging with for a range.
Okay, so is it like close range shooting?
Close range shooting. The other 2 will be very close quarters.
So there are melee fighters.
Yes.
All right. Question: do we know the exact location of the sniper?
You were never given an exact point.
Well,
The most you know is that when you start seeing the sniper going off, you will know where to locate them.
All right. All right. So, could you run by like the composition of like weaponry and like attack roll each person has of our allies? Sorry, I'm a bit trying to figure out the plan here. Like, so you said there's 2 melee fighters, right?
Yeah, there's 2 melee fighters. One will be like, one's going to be using just like a gun, and the other one's just an outright sniper.
All right. So we might want to have a group of us, like a squad, attack the one that's the gunner. Get into position to attack him. We might want to have 2 or 3 of us act like we are helping by firing into Lorenzo and possibly into these CQC fighters, and then we have our squad that's going to ambush the ambushers. Also look out for the sniper. Zach, we might want to have you in the back in the area that we're going to have our hunter friends meet up, and just using the drone to feed us info.
You sure about this?
You're the one that's best to find it. Actually, who has the best? Wait, so AC, what would be the role for like finding like the sniper with the drone?
Finding the sniper with the drone, that would be a I would say like composure and awareness, just to kind of like hone in on them.
How good is that with you, Robert?
Wits, if you want to like determine where they are from like gunfire, that would be wits, but you would have to wait until a shot is fired on their end to use wits.
Sorry, what was that again, Bone?
I was asking you how good your stats with wits, composure, and whatever the other thing was.
Awareness.
Awareness.
Wits is at 2, composure's at 3, and awareness is at 3.
All right, so you could, in theory, get 6 dice to locate the sniper.
Yeah.
All right, so you might want to stay back, be cavalry if you need to be.
Who wants the Molotovs when they
Probably.
get here?
Probably.
I was gonna take the machine gun.
I think that the one that is actually the worst at fire shooting would probably want to be our fake allies, the distractions. Well, we want to probably have our best fighters ready to attack them. I'm actually oh wait, I just realized I didn't open up my stat sheet. Give me a second here.
Do that.
As the bus is currently right now, you're not parked near. You're parked in an area where you can drive, or the area can drive near the park, but you're in an area that's off enough away where none of the where nobody going to that area would probably spot you. And the bus has held still. And as they're all discussing stuff, you see a car park, like in like view that's nearby, but not right next to the bus. And it's like an average like car. And you see a kind of a mysterious like figure, kind of like driving it.
And Zach's gonna look at the car.
Zach recognizes it.
Oh, there's the cocktails, and then like Zach goes to meet him.
This is some funky music. I like it.
This is what's coming from his car radio. I figured it's the kind of music he vibes with. So this mysterious figure, on the other side of the car window, he whisper. You hear him say to like Zach, sorry man, I'm a bit short in this area, but here you go.
Hey, no problem, man. And then he slips him like a 50.
You better use this and be careful and stay safe.
Yeah, amen to that, man.
The window rolls up. You see the car go backwards and then drive off.
Oh, it's convenient.
Oh, he's my friend.
Wait, let me do.
Okay.
Does he play like Capcom-esque fucking BGMs from his radio?
Probably. So who wants the Molotovs?
All right, so we should find out who our ambush force is, our assault force.
Seven, you want him?
I mean, I should probably. Well, I'm good with either. I don't have a long range a short range gun really. So
Let's figure out. Well, I think we have like we have a shotgun. We have the collective guns from the fraternity house. I don't know what to call it. The mage house.
Hunter House.
Yeah, the hunter house.
From the abandoned Arcanum.
Yeah, we don't even have. We didn't look into that skull. But you know what? We'll do that later.
So I got a shotgun. I got that big ass fire I made the first time we were gonna go meet the guy, and I have a makeshift flamethrower. Who wants what?
Wait, let's figure out who's attacking first, and then we can divvy up the armaments. All right. So, who here is now confident in their fighting skill? We have Zach on recon. Steph, what about you? Do you think that how well do you think you can assault vampires?
Pretty well, I'd say.
Who do you think should be we should probably have the LMG set up to fire into the melee. Jerry, what about you? How good is your shooting?
Alright.
Because we probably want our worst shooter on that, because right now, the main threat will be from the people we're going to attack.
I have a 2 in shooting. What did you say the LMG was? Strength and firearms?
Strength and firearms when
Composure.
unmounted, and it goes to composure when mounted.
So you would probably actually be best because it's heavy.
I have either a 6 when it's unmounted, mounted, or 5 when it is.
Wait, you get a better roll for it being unmounted?
I have a higher strength than I have composure.
That's kind of funny.
Can we just?
I can't believe Jerry's gonna Rambo it.
May I make a suggestion and just have it be like when mounted, it just gets like an extra dice, or just lowers the difficulty.
Actually, you know what? If it's mounted, it is lower difficulties. That's already a rule. I just forgot to say that.
Oh.
I just forgot. It's written down. While mounted, it has lower difficulties. Although the difficulty may be higher while unmounted. Though if you are a high strength build, the higher difficulty may not be as much of an issue as it would be with anyone else.
Can we say like his strength helps also reduce the recoil?
I would say his strength helps with recoil, so I would say that even it would help with like some stuff, even with the composure lower difficulty. So I would say Jerry because he's the strength character. He's the big
Okay.
strength character. The LMG is best in his hands.
All right, yeah, let's have Jerry set up to strike down them with the LMG.
So you want
Zach,
me to
I'll take the LMG.
actually, Zach, you might want to be near Jerry to help him out should he get attacked.
I was going to
Right.
say maybe it should be me because like I'm also kind of a slightly longer ranged individual as well, and thinking about it, maybe I could also pick off people in coming near Jerry.
Ideally, we're gonna probably want as many people as we can to help us take out our allies. Do you want to be with them though? How do you?
I mean, like well, the general thing is that well, where are we setting this up? Is this just like set up as like a spring attack?
It's yeah, it's kind of hard whenever we don't have like little tokens. But like I think that we kind of gotta think abstractly. Like we have that like center area where the meetup's happening. I'm kind of just imagining like the vampires are set up somewhere around like the middle to the right. Are the vampires closer to the car park or closer to the building? The ally vampires.
They're for the car park. I meant to say they're in that middle like secluded area, but the allies will be facing towards the road, the little like runoff right here, the little road.
Are they on the right or the left side of the park?
I'm trying to say because they didn't say that themselves, but I'm trying to think of it.
Well, we just kind of asked them like, where are you setting up?
There was Smith says we're gonna be setting off in a more secluded area near the center. I'm trying to find a good way to like, you know what? I'll just use the screen snap and I'll just write it down in like a quick like red like marker real quick. So
we
like,
can also see your mouse if you just want to kind of like use your mouse.
oh yeah,
for
cool,
gesture.
awesome. So they're gonna be positioned right like in here. The front one, the three that are gonna be out there.
Oh, they're not going to be in the trees?
The snipers in the trees. The
What about the CQB guy?
the close quarters guys, they're just gonna walk on up.
No, the close quarters battle guy, the close quarters gun guy.
Close quarter gun guy is gonna be like here.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to know. All right, so what we can do is have Zach set up on the like somewhere on like the lower left. Not
Right.
Zach, Jerry. Jerry with Zach or Seven if he wants to do it, or we could have Jerry Oh, wait, sorry, I gotta check something. I gotta ping. Feel free to talk amongst yourself. I gotta read this.
I was gonna bring up that like I don't know if I'm gonna be necessarily the best in a like close range fight with guns, considering the fact a lot of my gun expertise and a lot of the guns I currently have. I know we have shotguns, but like I have like an M16 rifle and shit. That seems like more like long to medium range like weaponry I'm probably good at.
All right, I'm reading that I forgot a thing. I am going to take my pills.
Wait,
The
what?
pills I keep on forgetting I have.
Oh my god.
That you need to take.
Yes, the pills that Virgil's gotta take.
Oh, Virgil just didn't take his normal pills. That's
yeah, I
why.
didn't take my normal pills. Okay, I'm
That's
going
what the whole
to take
episode
out.
was the other day.
I'm gonna like throw like yeah. I'm gonna take out my pill bottle. Just gonna take out one of like the amber capsules and just pop it in my mouth while we're talking. All right, so we could have Seven on the LMG. We could have him.
You want me on the LMG. You don't want me on the LMG.
We could have him kind of off a bit to the right of Jerry.
It's
And
like
kind of searching, taking
Can
pot
I
shots.
can I help kind of like crystallize this for you a little bit? Okay, so our good friend Seven over here, he loves sniping. He's good with a gun. That's probably means, I don't know, maybe at a distance, but not necessarily using the LMG. As previously mentioned, I have a shotgun, I have a flamethrower, and I have a big rolling fire bomb that I'm planning on shoving straight into that weird fucked up garden. So I should probably be close up.
We're not in going to the garden.
We're not?
No, we're in the park.
We're going to
Oh.
Eaton Park.
We convinced them to do an ambush instead of doing the assault on the base.
Oh. Well, I mean, we still got a big bomb, so I don't know if you guys want to do with
I
it.
feel like I'm the one that remembered the last session quite well.
I'll be honest with
some
you, I'm a
others.
little bit out of it right now, but I'm trying to keep it back together.
It's fine. It's fine.
But more to the point,
I was gonna add that you definitely don't want me on the LMG because I have like 1 point.
Okay, so
yeah.
we're going to have Jerry on the LMG around the lower center. AC, actually, can we just bring up snip and sketch or something just so we can have markers? I feel like that's gonna help us a bit.
All right.
Well, no, okay. So here. Let me try and help out again. Like I said, so Jerry, my mistake. You will be the one using the big fat gun because you're the strong man and you do the cool stuff. Okay. Seven is gonna be a big sniper boy. He's good with a rifle at long or medium range, so he's probably best if he's in the back line a little bit. Like I said, I've got a load of close-up weaponry, and I'm also very good with knives, so I'll probably be up in front with everybody else. Zach, what are you good at?
He's doing the recon with the drone.
Okay,
and I also got a sword.
Drone recon, and he's got the sword. Okay, so at the very least, I guess he'll kind of be on the backline too. So we've already got 3 backline people, and there's 6 of us total, so the rest of us should probably be getting up front.
Yes.
Tim and Virgil, do you feel comfortable getting up front?
Sounds good to me.
So, yes. The main thing is, do we have Zach accompany, or do we have, not Jerry, 7 accompanying Jerry, or do we have them separate?
The buddy system or the team system?
I feel like they should at least be close. Maybe not directly together. I'm also thinking perhaps we want to have Zach either with accompanying Jerry or accompanying 7.
I mean, 7's probably going to be a bit further away because he's in the light machine gun, or he's in not the light machine gun, he's in the sniper rifle, so you know he'll be at a distance.
The light machine gun's also going to be at a distance. I'm thinking the buddy system. We have 3 on one side, we have 3 on the other.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so AC is now drawing out a thing for us. Okay, so AC, like the lower center, we're gonna have Jerry, right?
I was gonna say the 3 dots are gonna be where the ally vampires are going to walk up.
Okay, so I wait. Is this on Snip and Sketch right now, or is this just a picture? That you
It's
saved?
just a picture I saved.
Oh, okay. That's fine. All right. I think we got the idea. All right. So to recap, Jerry on LMG in the lower center. We have Zach and 7 accompanying him as backup and support. We have Zach doing recon with the drone to feed us info. And we have me, Steph, and Arkham sneaking through to attack the ambushers.
All right, cool. Now, also, I just need to ask a quick out-of-context question rather quickly, because I feel like this would probably be the best time to do it because we have not done anything yet. Can you please remind me how much XP we got last time? I did not count it into my total.
Oh yeah, I actually forget if I added that.
We should have 43 total.
All right,
So I
let me.
have 43 total right now.
All right, cool.
Awesome.
I'm gonna keep
So
that
I
in
remember
mind.
looking at it and being like, I want to save up for another point and something. So I'm
All
not
right.
gonna spend
Because
it right
I'm
now.
track
probably
of
gonna
what I
need some
spend.
extra. Because I am gonna need some extra firearms expertise for this one right now. Because again, I'm using a shotgun.
You know what? Actually, I also might want to do that. We should probably level up if we're going to be doing it. You might also want to level up self.
I already did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Also,
I should do that as well.
okay, so it's 3 times 5, or is it?
However,
or is
I
it,
don't know what kinds of guns we have.
Wait, is it number times 5 or number times 3 for skill?
It was let me.
Skill
It's
is, skill
Number
is
times 3 for
3.
skills.
All right, let me think here. So that
And
would mean.
attribute is number times 5.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna up my firearm.
All right, I would say we have exactly 6. I want to say we have 6 M16s. 1 light machine gun, one Spas 12 shotgun, and 2 although you mentioned that one, I'll just say retroactively you found one off the shelf that was a spare, as well as the guy giving you his spare. So you'll have 2 357 magnums.
I'll take a magnum, sure.
Also, is the shotgun a strength-based weapon?
Probably not.
It'll be using
Probably composure.
I would say for this one it is a composure. I'm only doing like
All right, cool.
strength for the light machine gun because it's
heavy.
It's a
Heavy.
light machine gun.
Cool.
It's an
I'm-
LMG.
I'm very composed. This will be great.
Also, I believe I had an SMG.
Correct. There's also one SMG that was given to Virgil.
All right, so I'm gonna be using the SMG. Steph, you're using a shotgun.
I'm using a shotgun and a flamethrower and a bomb.
Cool.
I got a
Joshy,
shotgun.
do we should probably bring some melee weapons. We all have stakes. I have my knife. Do we only have knives essentially, except for Zach's sword?
I think the only melee weapons I remember were the ones you guys brought with you, which was like a box cutter, Zach's sword. I think somebody
And his
had
axe.
and an
Like his
axe,
little hand axe.
a little hand
Baby
axe. Somebody brought along a combat knife. I don't know who, but I'm like 95% sure one of you has a combat knife. Or more. And Arkham does use his cane for a melee weapon, if I'm not mistaken? Or am I mistaken?
No, he does.
How much
You
damage
got
does a double barrel
anything-
shotgun do?
In fact, he has a specialty for it.
Does that thing turn into a sword, or is it just a good beating stick?
It's a lot heavier than it looks.
Hopefully it's heavy enough to take out the supernatural.
I had a character
Only
question.
one way to find out.
How much damage does a double barrel shotgun do?
I would say like I would say that originally that was like the 3, but it also has the shotgun rule where it depends on how far you are. To get the maximum like number, you want to be up close.
And then he has he wait, do you have a double barrel shotgun?
Yeah,
There was
just
one-
one from the shelf.
there was there was one. Remember?
Are we going to take into account how it's only going to be 2 shots before having to reload, or are we ignoring that?
I would say like that'd probably be a little bit difficult with the with the revolvers as well, even though they have 6 shots in them. I'd say the most is if you fire it twice, or if you fire both barrels, then there's like an increased difficulty with firing it again by like 1 die.
All right, you get extra damage if you shoot them both at the same time, but your next shot will suck. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. In that case, could I get that axe? Actually, wait, how good is Arkham's melee? Just general melee skill.
Check here. 2. And I have a specialty in cane fighting.
How much damage is the cane? It's not
I
actually
wanna say-
damage. It's like but however the number works.
I believe it's +2.
All right, so that's actually pretty good. Steph, how
Plus your
good
special-
is Steph?
Oh. Yeah.
How good is Steph at melee?
Melee? I have 3 in melee.
All right, can we give Steph that axe?
Like my hand
I mean, I'm
axe?
more of like a. Is it like a dex axe?
I would say the hand axe is a strength weapon. Not
Yeah, I got no strength.
the
Should we?
If you give-
her
if you
the
gave-
sword?
if you give her a combat knife or a sword, those are dex those are dex weapons. Though I'm pretty sure Zach's sword's supposed to be larger and a strength sword, or am I mistaken?
Yeah, it's a long sword and yeah, it's strength based.
Actually, wait, hold on. If I were to like kind of sharpen or if I were to like kind of like shorten the handle and just make it like a regular like good old fashioned hand axe, could
It
that be a
already
dex
is.
weapon?
It
Oh,
already
fuck.
is.
Here, how about wait, so just question, can the sword be used as a dex weapon? Can we use it as strength and dex or just strength?
It is a
I
long
think it's whichever's higher, right?
because it is a long
Good option.
sword, I would say it's whatever is higher.
Because I kind of think of dex as like a skill, where strength is like you're hitting.
Going off of Dark Souls rules.
Mhm.
I would say though knives and daggers are definitely dex.
What if I just duct tape it to the front of my shotgun?
I
The-
feel like that would make your shotgun really shitty, as you have just
Please
made
don't.
yourself a heavy shotgun.
Please don't tie my sword to your shotgun.
Not
Yeah,
the
sure.
sword, the axe.
I feel like you have just made an even shittier heavy shotgun
Can I
than
just
the
take
sword.
the handle then so I can pump it
no.
easier?
How about we just give Steph the sword?
If you want a bayonet, they make bayonets. That's not a bayonet.
No, but it's not
You just-
DIY. I make DIY thing.
You can just tape a,
You
a
can just buy a
knife.
bayonet. I know a guy.
Tape a
Alright, fair
knife
enough.
to
I'll
it.
ask your guy for a bayonet later. Oh my god.
But how about we just give Steph the sword?
I have a knife.
A knife isn't a sword.
there's also a spare combat knife, but also to be fair, Steph's default knife is a box cutter.
I feel like
Alright,
the
fair
sword will
enough.
do more damage.
All right, fine. If I can take a dex sword, I'll take a dex sword.
Do any of you have arsenal?
I
We ha-
do.
I do, yeah.
That's how
I
I got
also
That's how I
do.
got the Molotovs.
Team requisition and untraceable.
I say arsenals are these are also arsenal can be used for both for either firearms or melee weapons.
Can somebody call to get Steph a katana? I'm sure she seems like she would like a katana. Would
How
you like
dare
a
you?
katana?
I love a katana, but that's kind of a stereotype.
How is it a stereotype?
I'm a weeb, you dip.
Have you said anything about anime throughout this session?
I
Several
most certainly
times.
have.
Several
You've been
times,
you
Bone.
haven't studied the blade.
So
I have not remembered her talking about anime, but
So-
cool.
so are you guys going to just procure a dex melee weapon for Steph?
I think I already used up my arsenal thingy.
Also
I
keep in
can
oh
I can use mine.
Does Joshy have it?
I don't have.
Where are we currently? Where are we located currently?
I assume we're on the bus.
you're on the bus. You
No, but,
are
like, what city are we in?
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
I can call my guy.
Uh,
Do you have anyone who's selling a katana in Cincinnati?
let me, oh, that's tricky. Let me think. Manipulation plus streetwise, difficulty 4.
Manipulation.
That's for hunters who rely on contacts as the default roles.
Weird.
It is,
Manipulation plus streetwise?
yeah.
Okay.
That's for people who
Fuck is
know.
manipulation? Oh, there it is.
Cincinnati is the seat of Hamilton County.
Oh, you know what?
Difficulty 4.
Oh, you got a 4?
You said difficulty 4?
Yep.
Nope.
Oh. Sigh. I knew a guy, but I don't even know if he's open or not.
Did
No,
Joshy?
fair enough. I figured it was a bit of a stretch.
Did you say that you didn't have arsenal, Joshy?
I'm pretty sure I have arsenal. Hold on, let me
Do you
double
want
check.
to roll your
Yeah, I have
arsenal?
arsenal. Yeah, I have arsenal.
Do you want to roll that to see if Steph can get her katana?
Okay, sure.
Do you keep and maintain your own arsenal, or do you know a guy?
I know a guy.
Manipulation plus streetwise.
You know, I can just like hotwire a car and then put the explosive I have in it. That might solve some problems.
Are you going to drive through the trees?
Who
Should
said I need to
Was that again
who's that-
manipulation and...
streetwise difficulty 4.
Who said I need to be the one driving?
Also,
Someone's
Saying
gonna need
where-
to drive it through the forest. I mean,
Okay,
Well, no,
I
no,
guess
no,
there's
I
a
mean,
road. I guess
According to
there
this
is a
map,
road.
there's literally just a long straight pathway towards where we
Yeah.
have to go.
Yeah, you're right. However, these people, I feel, I don't know, AC, if a vampire gets hit by a car, does the car just crumble?
is this Twilight rules?
the car crumples, and I would say it would like stun them for a moment, but it would be more like a it'd be more of like it like injures them and they're like, what the fuck was that, and not a, oh, I'm dead, and
This
not
feels
Okay, but
like
what
it
if
would-
what if I detonate the bomb that I have inside the car and make it explode?
if it's a fireball, you could kill them.
Yeah, no, I got a firebomb.
Like at most, the most they can survive that is maybe they're ancient. Also, I will say, because this is the only time I'll give this out, but it's such a simple idea. I'm sure none of you thought about. You guys should just make Steph the one in charge of the Molotovs if you guys can't supply her weapons.
Oh, we could. It's,
My stuff was holding on the Molotovs anyway.
the one thing that worries, that I'm thinking though, is that we have the LMG on them, they're fighting each other. I don't think the center is gonna be the issue. I think the issue will be the CQB guy and the sniper. And then we can just overpower the rest of them.
So
And we do have our allies. I think it'd be better to do this the conventional way. The real allies.
so you have the Union, the strike worker hunters, who are armed. So they're at the ready whenever you need to give the word. They're not like right there, but they're at a distance. But when you get the word, they will approach upon the location. Is there anything else you guys want to think of? Because it's only because if you're procuring and all that, it is 10 at the moment. You still have like 2 hours before this goes out.
So are we giving Steph the sword? Are we giving Steph Robert's sword? Or Zach's sword?
We're giving her the Molotovs.
Alright, you don't feel comfortable giving the sword to somebody else?
If anybody's gonna be the demolitionist, it's probably gonna be me.
Yeah, and Zach just hands Steph the 2 Molotovs.
Cool.
Alright, they're going to break on the dirt. I'm sure it'll be fun. It's like, you know, breaking on a tree or something.
I'm sure throwing I'm sure the Molotovs in a wooded area is not gonna have trouble catching fire.
Okay, we should just probably go to like a hardware store and pick up like a hatchet or something for Steph. I do not trust a knife to take out the undead monster.
The box said.
I mean, it can.
I don't trust it too, though.
Have
Okay,
you
but what's
managed
more
it?
important, does she trust it?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Well, there you go.
What did you kill with the knife?
A couple of zombies.
You killed a zombie with a knife?
Yes.
Alright,
You're
that's
underestimating her.
realm.
it's just
possible.
in biting distance. It's not what I would do. But also, this isn't a zombie. This is a vampire.
Hmm.
Does the knife is like a 1 like damage thing, right? I use the term damage. I forget what the term is, right? What is it?
A plus. It's a box cutter, so I think it was a +1.
Okay, is there any dex one we could just get at a hardware store that would work for her?
I would
That's
say
better than a box cutter.
I will say the hardware. Oh yeah.
What can I just? What if I just make my own sword really quickly?
Would that be?
I have ordnance and improvised
Become
gear.
Why?
What if
why,
I just make one?
What are you gonna make a sword out of, though?
Ordnance is like the bomb arsenal thing.
Yeah,
You're
more
gonna.
box
Oh, that's
cutters,
bombs
baby.
specifically.
We
Oh,
could
jeez.
probably,
Create a bomb sword.
or we could just buy a machete.
Sure.
The
This hour?
Make the bomb sword. Why not?
Oh
Is it 9
shit!
o'clock?
Yeah.
it's
at 9 o'clock.
10.
Okay, at 10
Oh
o'clock.
yeah,
that
no,
ma-
you definitely. They're gonna give you looks if you try and start shopping at a Home Depot at that hour.
All right, fair enough. I didn't actually think about that. Yeah, you got a point there. Okay, does Steph have any scrap? Do we have any scrap that we could turn into a knife? I mean, not knife, like a bigger weapon than a knife. Probably
Box
not.
cutters.
I
The
think we're stuck with the box cutters.
the only thing you seem to really have is like on you is that there's the combat knife, and although the supply was empty, due to like the nature of the original smuggle thing, you just have the empty box, the empty wooden box. So if you really want to, you could take some wood and some nails and maybe think of something.
Do we have some? Do we have a
Wood
bat?
sword.
I don't think we have a
You're
bat.
gonna make a fucking nail bat for me?
Would you like a nail bat?
Sure. If you think a nail bat will make you happy, then yeah, we can make a nail bat. I
Do we
have
have-
a hammer. I have
I have the
nails.
strangest sense of deja vu right now.
I can probably go ask the soda can man for a baseball bat if we're being honest here.
Is there anything that we could get? Would a baseball bat, would a nail bat be a +2 or be a +3?
I would just say like, let me
Depends on if the
consult.
nails are bent.
Also, would that be a strength or a dex or both?
A
You
ba-
describe a baseball bat as being versatile.
I mean,
it-
there's a skill to using a baseball bat.
I would say it depends. I would say a plain wooden one is like 50-50. And depending on the modifications, nails would probably, might be dex. I would say anything that would make the baseball weighted goes into strength.
You know what? Let's just go with let's just give her the combat knife.
Alrighty.
Baseball bat's a
I'm re-
+2 explicitly by itself.
I'm afraid
Okay.
of us getting into melee. Alright, Steph has combat knife. It's probably the same as the box cutter, honestly.
I would say it's like a 2.
Okay, it's a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so alright, should we just go through our things again and then just execute the plan?
I still think me hot wiring a car and rigging it with explosives is a very good idea.
I think that it will cause problems. I think it will be more of an issue.
Alright.
Extra gears to worry about.
That's
I
fine.
don't know. I think you might be worrying too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Against vampires, I'm very worried. But if you really want to hotwire the car, go ahead.
Alright, here. I'm just gonna fucking pick a random car to try breaking
Now-
into and hot wiring.
Wait, question: is this going to remove Steph from the ambush of the CQB guy?
Will this remove? It would delay her. So
Basically, once everything, once if this succeeds and I can larceny my way into a hot wired car, I'd set it along that path. I'd probably take that like wooden board that you mentioned we have, put it on the gas, shove the firebomb into the engine, and then just let it go. And then I'd try to meet up with everybody else as it's making its way there. Now, of course, that does open the possibility that one, they'll dodge it, or B, just something fucking else will happen. But I mean, at the very least, it'll be a pretty big distraction.
yeah.
I think that they are their own distractions.
So
I think that we should probably just be together and overpower them.
remember that with improvised gear, the gadget you can make can increase a specific skill of your choosing. up to
I get that the funny car bomb would be fun. I think it would be better just to overpower the undead monsters.
and we give a 2 dice advantage. I guess.
And then we can probably Molotov the rest of the guys that are brawling it out.
So
on
an
the
attribute. Wait,
concrete.
hold on a second. So you're saying I can make something that would improve like, is it an attribute or a
Skill by 2, but it
Okay.
gives a skill an advantage of 2 dice.
I'm gonna make using some wood and some metal, basically just because I have frugal, so I can just fucking grab whatever I need to make something. I'm gonna make a brace for my arms, so that way I can shoot without like recoil fucking me up.
This will give a 2 dice advantage to firearms, dice rolls.
Cool, I can work with that for this.
However, the only downside is due to its makeshift nature is that after this confrontation, you will need to rebuild it. But it will be here for as long as for this session.
All right.
Cool,
so,
yeah.
We probably don't want to do the funny car bomb, as funny as it would be, just so we can have
Correction,
more.
you don't want to do the funny car bomb, but that's
I
okay.
don't.
I got alternatives.
That's okay. Cool. So we have Jerry firing into the enemy to be our distraction, make them think that we're on their side. Jerry, by the way, if you could accidentally shoot one of our guys in the leg, friendly fire, that'd be great. We then sneak up on the
Do my
CQB.
best to make it look like an accident.
It's a big, heavy weapon. It's gonna have a spread. Anyway, so we also us as a group jump the CQB guy, and we have our hunter friends ready to spring. We probably don't want them to spring immediately, but we also will have Zach doing recon. We're gonna try to find the sniper. We have 7 as support fire, as backup, and then we wipe up the rest, possibly with those Molotovs.
And the flamethrower.
And the flamethrower, should it be needed.
I make a kind of like a gesture to imply that I'm gonna like test it in the car, but I obviously don't. But it kind of freaks everybody out for a second.
So, with your improvised flamethrower, your arm break.
And before it starts, I have a guy to meet.
Oh,
So he's just gonna walk off, and time will pass unless something else needs to happen.
there we go. I need to clarify something real quick.
All right, so should we execute the plan?
I mean, yeah, I'm ready to go. There's nothing else I can think of right now.
I'm ready.
Unless anyone else has like 10 pounds of Kevlar we can get real quick, like.
I think we already used up our chance at that. I don't know if Arsenal can bring armor.
Arsenal can bring firearms and melee weapons. Ordnance can bring explosives.
I think the most armor I have is reinforced clothing.
Fleet brings vehicles.
I was thinking about getting fleet, but then we were on a road trip with the bus, so I didn't pick it up.
Yeah.
Emperor's improvised. The most I see on here for armor is maybe I could see somebody making something with improvised gear that would help roll help it with a skill that would be used to dodge incoming attacks or something along those lines.
I will say rather quickly, before we do leave, I will also just make one little quick stop to a vending machine, and I'll ask for some protective goggles. as well as a detonator device for the firebomb, just in case. There's a little bit of extra money too.
You do the combination, the code. You hear, the vending machine like door kind of swings open a bit. He for this one, he's like, you know, you actually kind of lucked out. Although we supply these detonators usually, I do. I actually got the spare case of these goggles. I don't know what for, but here you go.
Hell yeah, I'll take him. Perfect.
He hands them to you. He also says, we're on be careful about those smugglers. I heard that they're the gangs are of the blood-sucking variety, and that
Dude, don't worry, I gotcha, and I can tell you right now, they're not gonna be a problem for much longer.
I see. Be careful.
Yeah, no worries. Have fun.
He closes the door to the vending machine.
Alright, let's do it.
Are we seeing the vending machine man?
I would say it's
Or
like,
just like Steph going off to meet her secret contact?
I imagine this was Steph walking to a vending machine that is in an alley, but relatively nearby. It's not, although it is like separate from the group, there's not any dialogue that's consequential enough that it needs to be hidden. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just accepting this as part of the reality, I take it.
Don't worry about my vending machine man.
He's not, there's nothing between
Not
Steph and him
important.
that needs to be hidden as of right now.
Alright, I was just curious where that lied in the reality. That's fine, it's fine.
Vending machine's a very good friend of mine.
Oh.
We met at a barbecue. Yes, there was a big vending machine at a company barbecue.
Like like a park?
Yeah, we usually do. We usually did like basically like around like what is it, like August, September. We would do like a night. We would rent out like a park space, and there'd be a vending machine there. And you know, he just happened to be there meeting somebody else, and then we chatted it up, and he gave me the keys to somebody's car, and I used it very briefly to do some fun things.
What did the vending machine man
Fun
look
things?
like?
Okay, no, wait, hold up.
What type of clothing is this guy? Is this guy like half naked?
I've literally never seen what he actually looks like. His hands just kind of like.
Oh, it's just
you know,
his hands.
So like you know how there's like that little like thing in the back of a vending machine, like like there's like an exhaust pipe. He lives in that.
An exhaust pipe? What, in a
Like an
vending
exhaust
machine?
vent, more like.
You know what? No, I have never seen the back of a vending machine. I've never thought of it. Apparently, it's spewing out fumes.
Sometimes there's certain vending machines that have like little slots in the back of them, and he usually hangs out in those ones.
This is a diesel punk vending machine.
No, not really. There's just certain vending machines that like have vents in the back of them.
I know what you mean. Just whenever you said like an exhaust thing, I was just thinking of like a diesel punk vending machine. All right, we should probably execute the plan unless there's more talking.
You can ask me about my strange vending machine friend later, and I can introduce him to you later if you like.
You know what? I would
So-
love that.
You're all going to roll up. It is. You get to the meeting spot. It's like 11. Like, I would say almost like 40 if you want to show up a good 20 minutes beforehand. And you're at the area prepping. And as you do, you see a individual, kind of like walking towards the park area. Their face similar to that unrecognizable, but something's off about them. You catch that, like, their mask is almost trying to conceal, like, ears that are a little bit larger than they should be. You see this guy.
Oh, that's quite a guy.
Oh my gosh.
You see him kind of just walk towards the park.
Okay, wait, where are we seeing this guy in relation to the map?
In relation to the map, let me get screen snip real. Let me go get the map real quick.
If you want, you can just post it in like Discord, and then it's like you can just tell us where.
I'll post it on the stream thingy to actually show you with my mouse. Like right around this area.
Okay, so this guy is like walking down.
He's walking down.
All right, I wasn't sure if this was one of our allies or one of the guys that we're gonna be looking at.
And he just kind of walks down. And as everybody's prepping their traps, it lands to midnight finally. And so I take it that you guys are going to kind of pull up and view from a distance, or?
I'm assuming that we're like setting up inside of the forest.
You go to set up inside of the forest, and then you see the meeting transpire. There on one side near the south of this map in the pit area, there's Lorenzo, Smith, the Nosferatu cleaner you were warned of, and a new unknown assailant. Someone you've never seen before. She seems like a fresh face, but definitely works with the group. She seems rather intense.
Yeah, that's what I would use to describe that face.
The lady you punched out, she got really upset about it.
And
Fascinating woman.
And she just stands there with a baseball bat in her hands with Lorenzo. And they're checking this dead drop. Lorenzo, Smith, and this lady. And Lorenzo kind of pipes up a bit and is like, so, seems like your first time smuggling, newbie? Yeah, I usually bash fucking heads in. Don't worry. Like your attitude, but it's rather quiet tonight. Though, you may have your chance. Lorenzo kind of says this, kind of sneaking a glance at Smith really quickly. But not. You know, you've always been reliable, you know that, man? Cold as fuck, no words, nothing, just silent. Smith is just standing there. And then, out of the shadows, you see two men approach. The brute that you saw in the footage, and the one other. This other individual seems familiar to you guys. Longer hair, longer black hair, sword in hand, with a pistol, fur coat, but he's rather silent.
That's familiar?
He looks vaguely familiar.
Oh, he's the one from my dreams.
He's standing there next to the more imposing, larger, brute-like figure. Lorenzo pipes up. Oh, we get a party now or something? He looks at the bulletproof vest that the is wearing. My man's packing heat. Ain't too crazy about the hippie guy though. The brute, in a matter-of-fact way, stares down at Lorenzo. Is this the guy? Like, maybe. Around these parts, I consider myself the guy. State your name, pig shit. We got ourselves a real badass over here. You're talking to the one and only Lorenzo. Lorenzo's demeanor instantly changes into like a stare down. They go quiet. they're kind of sizing each other up. I guess they're looking for my trouble with the Great Mighty Lorenzo. The long-haired figure goes, "We were hired to inform you that the Sabbat's control of this area ends tonight." My boss, the brute, chimes in. My boss wanted me to ramble about how sloppy your group is and how much of an active danger to all kindred you are by existing. But I'd much rather get to the festivities. The mohawked woman speaks up. You think a bunch of cammies are gonna scare us? We're the fucking Sabbats! But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't looking forward to put you little shits to the final death. The Sabbat punk goes to pull out her baseball bat, and Lorenzo signals to her to stop with his hands. Nah, I want to get this one myself. I'm looking forward to this. Give me time to relax. And he walks up, slowly approaching. Richter goes to draw his sword. The Sabbat punk goes to draw her bat anyway. And you see Smith about to reach in his pocket for a gun. It feels like that everybody at any given second, a shot is about to be fired. It is almost as if it is a vampire equivalent to a Western standoff.
A Mexican standoff?
Yeah, to a Mexican standoff. Everybody is waiting for the one to make the first move. So, in this brief moment, do you wait for them to start this on their own? Or do you
think that... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Do you wait just a little bit longer for them to make the first move? Or are you going to be the ones who draw first?
I believe the idea was like we waited for the sniper to make the first blast.
It goes.
Speaking of which, before we do start everything, can we get like a recon roll to see if we can find where that sniper is with the drone?
You fly out the drone. You're going to need what the drones thing is the whole unlimited range, science, intelligence. The drone is able to perform 2 skills. So this one is stealth and awareness. Wait, no, this one's going to use it as you're doing this, you're going to Zach is going to use the dice roll. The composure plus awareness to spot the sniper before he can fire.
Okay.
Difficulty 5 because it's dark out.
Alright, let's go.
Oh, well, we're moving? Okay.
An 8, a 6, a 10, a 9? Yeah, it's a 9 and a 2.
Write it down in the dice roll for for Twitch to see and YouTube,
and also for us to actually be able to
and for me to verify it. It was the 5, so that's a pass, 1 pass, 2 pass, 3 pass. That is, and 10's a 2, so that does pat, and you see him positioned in like the tree.
Which tree?
Just I assume a tree. We kind of gotta abstract this.
However, now that you have spotted him.
Oh, you actually do have tokens.
Yeah, but I wanted the wait. They only had the sniper, but it had the sniper position on it, so I wanted the wait.
All right, cool. Where are we? So we're in like the lower. So Jerry's in the lower left. Well, like lower center, probably around the left. And we are in the right, bottom right, and so would the CQB guy, I believe.
So you guys out there with him, or are you like just kind of scattered about in the tree? Like, you know, in the forest, I mean.
I mean, three of us are like both of us are squatted up into three. And like they're in like the lower left, and we're in the like probably like around the right side, looking for the CQB guy.
Look.
CQC.
Oh, CQC is like hand to hand, isn't it? And CQB is like a close range gun.
See, I would say, so you're looking for this mysterious figure, and as you are, you do kind of, you feel like that you're in the area. So because of that, it's going to be let me go check really quickly.
Can Zach also roll to see if he can find that guy?
It would be a bit harder for Zach, but you guys are right next to it, so if you guys did a resolve plus awareness, difficulty 4, because you're nearby, you have an easier time spotting him.
All right, resolve and awareness. Okay. What's the difficulty?
4. You're right there, so you would be you guys are the ideal team to spot this guy.
I failed it. Anybody else gonna try this?
Wait.
Steph and Arkham?
Wait, 10 counts as 2.
Oh, 10 counts as 2. So I succeeded?
You spot the man.
I need to get the jingly keys.
He doesn't see you guys, but you see him like almost like closer to the action, but still concealed in the forest. Like,
is it the hat guy?
It's the hat guy.
Oh, okay.
You guys are like right around here.
Alright. So in my take it like we're just kind of positioning ready to strike.
You're getting ready to strike.
Alright, then we're gonna just probably wait for the sniper shot then.
Moments of silence and tension go by. Lorenzo, the cleaner, tired of waiting, goes to walk up and reaches for the root with his hand. But then, you hear a loud sniper shot. Bang! The cleaner's left hand almost obliterated from the shot. This is something that'll take a minute to regenerate. And after this first shot, the fight is on. So everybody charges. The Sabot punk goes to fight Richter. Lorenzo and the cleaner are about to attack the brute, and before they can 2v1 him, you see the Hatman is about to step into the field of combat. I say about to in case you want to take the opportunity to do something before he walks up or not.
I'm thinking like of just letting him kind of get into the zone, letting him kind of fire, just kind of like keep stalking while Jerry is letting into the enemy. Unless anybody has objections.
I mean, frankly, the less danger we gotta put ourselves in, the better. As much as eager as I am to get into the fray, you know?
Alright.
The Hatman pulls up. He goes to shoot Lorenzo in the leg, and the bullet does misses the knee, but it does remove a chunk of his thigh. Lorenzo, not too happy about this, charges at the Hatman, and now they're engaged in a fight. And you see Richter dodging the baseball bat swings. Oh, it's the long-haired man from the Sabot punk. and you see him pull out his sword and slash through her. Of course, no vampire has died from a sword slash that wasn't like a decapitation, so although it lands an injury, it's nothing that kills. So now be the time when Jerry would want to fire into the group.
Yeah, Jerry probably opens fire.
You're right in their faces, so I'll say this is for now, like 4, just to get things rolling. Strength plus firearms.
Strength plus firearms.
Who is Jerry firing at?
I was gonna
Yes.
fire at the other side, at least to start off with.
Team Lorenzo or Team Smith?
Team Lorenzo. The guys who don't know that we know that they're gonna betray us, Lorenzo.
So you get your machine gun ready. You go to aim it. Would you like to spend a willpower to re-roll?
I would like to spend a willpower to re-roll.
I will mention before we. Sorry, if you don't. If it's okay for me to suggest, since we're kind of just firing, just to give the appearance of fighting. We're not really. We're kind of trying to let them also kill each other, so you don't have to spend a willpower right now, unless you really want to try aiming at Lorenzo.
Do you think it would be better to wait until the fight's gone on a little bit before you're doing it?
That will be up to
hit
you
people
to
for
decide.
real?
I'll leave that to be up to you, since we're only because we are. I don't want to get too meta. I'm just kind of like going over the plan. It's like you are firing bullets down range. You're just not inherently hitting them right now. So if you think it's better to hit them right now, go ahead and reroll. If you think it's better to let them fight it out, I would say probably hold on.
I think Jerry would at least try to hit them starting off.
If you fail this, if you want to re-roll
I did re-roll.
You re-rolled it. You fire some shots off at them. Bullet, like a hail of light machine gun fire descends upon Lorenzo and his group. Smith manages to kind of get out of the way, or at least tries to roll under it. The machine gun goes through them. The Sabat punk taking the heaviest brunt of it, while Lorenzo and the cleaner do get hit. She's the one that's the least prepared. Oh, she's the one that gets hurt the most because she's new to this, or Lorenzo and the cleaner are a lot sturdier. This lands a headshot on the punk even, which it isn't enough to destroy the head entirely. It blows up a significant chunk of it. Enough for Richter to come in with his sword and slash off the remaining chunks, meaning that she is out of the picture.
Hell yeah.
Lorenzo does like a stylish kind of spin with his sword just to kind of show off. And then he turns his attention towards Lorenzo and the cleaner. The cleaner going to fight the brute, and with the brute saying, "This is my fucking fight, shithead." With the sniper and the mysterious other hat figure fighting Lorenzo. Lorenzo trying to do his best, enraged, but still full of, has a couple light machine gun holes in him. So overall, it did some decent damage, but you outright assisted a kill with the punk, and that is your turn with the fight. Now Lorenzo does land some punches, and he does land one that disorientates the man with the gun and punches the gun out of in the hand, and the gun just drops. And the Hat Man tries to reorientate himself, and before Lorenzo could grab him by the neck, you see a sniper bullet shoot him in the arm.
Hits the Hat Man?
Against the Hat Man. Lorenzo's trying to kill the Hat Man. The Hat Man dropped his gun. The sniper shot at Lorenzo in the arm. Does anybody else like to make a move during this segment of the fight?
Sorry, I was typing something out. What happened to the Hat Man?
Batman starts sprinting at Virgil due to his crippling Benadryl addiction.
The Hat Man dropped his got punched in the face by Lorenzo, and with Lorenzo using discipline, which doesn't kill him, but it fucks him up. So the Hat Man dropped his gun. He dropped his revolver. He's trying to reorientate himself to get the gun, and the sniper shooting at Lorenzo, giving the Hat Man a chance to go for his gun. I was asking if anybody would like to make their opportunity while this is happening before the Hat Man can pick up his gun.
I don't want to go after it if the sniper is looking down at us. I'm assuming 7 is probably taking aim at the sniper, not to inherently shoot just yet, but just to kind of get him in the sights. Unless you're not doing that, 7. Joshy?
Sorry, what?
Joshy, I was just curious if what 7 is currently doing. Is he aiming at the sniper? Is he keeping an eye on the guy?
Yeah, he's aiming at the sniper right now. He's not gonna take the shot, but he's keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, so I'm going to suggest that we not interfere while the sniper's taking shots, looking at this. And also, I was typing out I'm now I think about it, we probably should have given a Molotov to the drone to use as a bomber. Too late for that now, but I think that would be a cool idea for the future.
So
Don't break the drone.
the world.
Yeah.
The world, so you guys universally agree they'll laid it out a bit more with the light machine gun fire. Smith kind of looks at Jerry and says, at least one of you showed up.
Yeah.
Smith pulls out, Smith is kind of surveying the chaos of the cleaner fighting the brute, and the sniper and the Hat Man fighting Lorenzo. Richter goes up to the Smith and say, so what's the plan? Are we just gonna let them do their little 1v1? And Lorenzo... Smith's like, nah. We're gonna have to worry about him being mad later. Smith pulls out a wooden stake from his leather jacket. And he looks at Richter saying, when there's the opportunity, I'm gonna go for Lorenzo. We'll get him from the... He's like, right. The brute is trying to swing his baseball bat at the cleaner. He lands one hit in the cleaner's leg, but right as he's about to aim for the cleaner's skull, the cleaner does manage, because the sniper's preoccupied, to land one hand on the brute's skull, and he squeezes. He uses this vampiric blood and his unnatural abilities to crush the skull of the brute. And you see him, the brute, fighting back, landing some good hits in, but you see his skull, you see his head slowly being crushed in real time. And it looks like the cleaner is about to kill him. And Richter audibly mumbles, fuck this, I'm going in. Richter goes in with his sword at almost near blinding speeds and goes to slash at his hand, almost cutting it off, but instead the cleaner tries to use the brute as a meat shield. Richter dodges and gets a slash in the leg instead. So So the cleaner drops him. And right now it is the brute and the cleaner, the Richter fighting the cleaner at the current juncture. With the unnatural grip strength even being worrisome for tougher vampires. The brute cuts in. I almost had him! Richter's like, yeah, right. He was about to turn your skull into a soda can. Do you all decide to just wait this out a little bit more?
Sorry, what was the name of the initial guy that we worked with?
Smith.
Lorenzo.
Okay, and Smith is currently fighting who?
Smith has a stake and he's waiting for an opportunity for Lorenzo to be open so he can rush him with the stake.
Do I have a clear path to Lorenzo?
Are
there any trees in the way?
Lorenzo is like right here at the juncture. You're here. The only thing is you would have to
I thought we were on the side of the Hat Man, and Jerry was on that side.
Alright, you're on the side of the Hat Man. Lorenzo is in front of the Hat Man from your angle. So if you just circle around the Hat Man, you can get to Lorenzo.
Cool, I was just gonna fucking roll out the firebomb so that way that kind of exposes Lorenzo. Or at the very least it does a significant chunk of damage to him.
Are we going to do you want to give away our position right now?
I mean, I don't know. Do you want to keep playing this like completely safe?
If you what we could do is wait. What we
we
could do is wait for them all three to be in close together and then flamethrower them.
I mean, at the very least, I can get the bomb out there and I'll do damage to at least one of them.
You could. If you want to do that now, go ahead. But after that, if they see us, we're gonna have to then just spring all together.
Okay.
To throw this, although because you are nearby,
Oh wait, sorry. Question: are you also attacking the Hat Man?
I mean, at the very least, I'm just throwing it. Well, I was more just gonna like roll it towards Lorenzo and then let it go.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood then. Yeah, go ahead.
There's a couple ways you can approach this. You can do like a stealth roll if you want to like conceal it. Which that would be stealth plus composure if you want to like calm yourself so you can roll it at such an angle where it won't where they won't spot you specifically.
Sure, yeah. So that's 5 dice.
Yeah, trying to keep up with all this is a bit tricky.
Just like rocking a rhyme.
What's the difficulty for it?
Difficulty. I would say difficulty 4.
Alright. Ooh! Ooh! Ooh!
Yeah, monkey?
Mm-hmm. Alright, so
Damn, Frieza!
that's a 9, a 10, a 6, a 4, and a 7.
That's for concealing your throw or your rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So when you roll this, it is concealed. There's no like dice roll for like throwing stuff. Well, it's not officially. I have to come up with that unofficially.
I assume it'd be like athletics or something plus dexterity.
That'd be for throwing it. I would say. I'll just say for now, you gotta roll. It would be a good one actually.
For rolling?
For like rolling this because like you are in the forest, so you don't know if it will be caught on like a branch.
I would assume just athletic plus dexterity. You know how good your throw is. Do you have a shitty throw, or do you not know how to aim your throw?
I mean, if that's athletics plus dex, then that's like 6 dice for me right there.
All right. Then that'd be that would be a difficulty 3.
All right, cool. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's see. So that is a 7, a 9, a 6, a 10, a 3, and a 7.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard.
You managed to
you
throw
fuck-
that slightly throw. You managed to roll it, but you slightly throw it to avoid a rock in the pathway. So it kind of just hops above it, but still stays completely concealed. And as it does that, as you kind of throw it over the rock, but it keeps rolling, Lorenzo just sees it on the ground. He doesn't see where it comes from. He goes beep, beep. That's actually it doesn't. It just blows up in his face with the Hat Man just kind of trying with the Hat Man trying to dodge out of the way at the last second. Just to see what this fully does, I'm going to need to look at Lorenzo's health. I'd say a firebomb's about like, that'd almost be like 6. That'd almost be like.
Has he taken any damage already?
He's taken a couple shots, but it's like almost superficial. I would say the explosion from the firebomb, like gets him down to like one like tiny blip left. He's barely holding on. He lights a flame, and the machine gun already fucked him up. So the bomb leads him, and he's just roasting a flame, but he's just barely holding on. However, in his death cry, he becomes enraged, meaning that he's got like one more swing left in him for now, and this swing, and he goes to swing for the Hat Man. Now, if the Hat Man does not dodge this, being punched by a Bruja super like flaming punch is not gonna go well for him. So Lorenzo's almost like final death punch goes to swing, and I'll just say the Hat Man. It's like, this is the one guy I forgot to make a sheet for, so I'll just say his dex is like that.
And I'm gonna like pat Steph on the back and give a thumbs up.
Zach's also gonna shoot stuff a thumbs up.
So it's like,
I'm also gonna give Steph a thumbs up.
Yeah, you did it! Whoa, yeah.
Go white girl, go.
Go white girl, go!
I love explosives.
Yeah!
Stage nod of understanding.
the dodge. You think the Hat Man just dodges, but Lorenzo uses a dirty but fair and smart tactic.
A dirty but fair.
That punch was a
Dirty, but
feint.
fair.
The right hook, for the right flaming hook, was a fake out, only for the Hat Man to be uppercutted with a flaming fist. You see the Hat Man go almost go 5 feet in the air with a bit of like almost embers flying off from his chin, and he lands on the ground, a little fucked up from it, and as he lands, he sees the fire, and you just see him kind of scurrying away from it as fast as he can, as if he were afraid of the very fire itself. And he's
Alright.
Just to check, did his hat fall off?
his hat did fly off during the uppercut, but he did manage to put it back on before scurrying away.
What kind of hat is it?
It is like a kind of almost like a bluish like pork pie type hat. If you want to get, and it flies off. He grabs it, he puts it back on, and then he scurries like away. He's a little fucked up from it, but he's not like as badly injured as some of the others are. It is just now the last one on Lorenzo's team. is the cleaner. And as the fight goes on, unfortunately for the Smiths team, the brute manages to land a swing on the cleaner, but the cleaner finishes the job. He grabs him before Richter can rush in to slice his hand off. The skull is crushed. Blood sprays everywhere. And the cleaner shrugs it off like it's nothing. Like mini kindred, he is put to the final death with his death grip before. And the brute lies there. His skull a pulpy juice on the ground. The brute faces his final death. All that remains is the sniper, Richter, Smith, and the cleaner.
I think now would probably be the best time to jump everybody.
Yeah, let's get rolling.
This rate, there's going to be only the Camarilla team.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna. I just said I would give a signal. I'm probably actually just gonna call the hunters instead of giving away our position with the flare.
We could hit one of them with a flare.
You hear?
We'll hold off on that until we get into a good position.
You hear a hunter's like, those blood-sucking bastards are really there?
Yep.
You don't know
We're
how
gonna
long
go
we've
get
been
'em.
waiting. You don't know how long we've been waiting. We're moving in. We'll be there in 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Oh,
Make
okay.
it 5.
I thought they were set up already.
Actually, never mind. They're set up. We'll be there in like a minute. We won't be long. You see go, 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 and the call ends.
All right. At this point, I'm gonna call on Jerry and Seven, and you know what? Sure, why not Zach to go fire at the sniper? Wait, where's the hat?
Shotgun.
Oh, you have a shotgun. All right. Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
that's
Steph
a
had the
shotgun.
shot. Oh, yeah, you both had a shotgun. AC, how is that sniper within like shotgun? Because are we going with like realistic shotgun ranges?
I would say it's like a plus. Like, if you had like the 4 shotgun, it would be like a 3 if you just go right up to the tree and shoot up. But if you're like if you go up to like, I would say this is like a 2.
Like a realistic shotgun is still pretty far, but
Well, what if you want to climb the tree so you can shoot him directly from behind?
If you climb the
That's
tree
fine.
and you're able to put it to the guy's skull, you might just insta kill him if you land it.
they're pretty. I don't.
Sounds reasonable. But
The
that
man-
sounds like a high difficulty.
It also sounds like it might take a while. I don't know how much longer this cleaner's got against like 4 guys and a sniper. Oh wait, no, it's like 3 guys and a sniper. Where
I
is the
always
Hat
thought
Man?
The
I always
hat,
thought it was another Molotov.
the hat man is like right here. The fire is burning right here, and
Oh, he ran towards them. I thought he ran like away.
he ran away from the fire, but like they're positioned here, so he moved. So that would naturally move him towards them.
All right, so what I'm thinking is Team A over there with Jerry is gonna try to snipe down that sniper where we get into position with our hunter buddies to fire into the center here.
Okay. Eventually the hunters meet up. They say, I take it that smoke's the signal? As they look at the burning trees right there.
Mm-hmm.
As good as any other.
So, as you're all preparing for this, so you're gonna start firing at the sniper? You're gonna go,
Can we try to like set up a thing where we all fire in sync,
although it would be if you try to do that naturally, it'll be slightly desynced, but if you want a perfect sync, I would say difficulty 4 leadership plus charisma roll.
Oh, I was just thinking it was like I was just thinking we set up and wait for Jerry to start firing and then we start firing. I don't
You can do
particularly
that.
I don't particularly have a leadership, so I'm just thinking like we just do it whenever we hear Jerry's bullet.
I don't think we can probably do that though.
If you say so, I guess we'll just fire.
So I will say,
Starting with Jerry, that is.
so Jerry is right here. So Jerry goes to turn to aim at the sniper. This will be a difficulty. Well, I would say almost a 5 because you're trying to almost precision aim this LMG at this guy. That is a strength plus firearms because you're just carrying this thing.
Is the difficulty
5.
4 again? 5.
Because you're trying to precision aim, and you actually do it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You
Love to see it.
you aim it up in the trees, and like a dragon opening its maw to relieve a breath of magical pain and agony, the bullets come soaring out of their light machine gun, piercing through the trees. You hear and you see the branches that the sniper was like positioned in are falling down as the bullets pierce him and the branches. And you see him go, ah! And you collide. Smith goes to turn and look and say, what are you doing? He's with us! And he's not alive! And he's a ghoul too! He can't regenerate like we can! You must...
Sorry, Smith. We overheard the conversation earlier.
Oh. I see.
Are we just shouting this out?
Are we?
Smith is shouting out, what are you doing? But the sniper was a but he's sniping out, that sniper was a ghoul! What are you doing? He's certainly dead now!
I thought Smith was closer to me than I guess he is.
I thought they were like
Oh,
fighting
he
in the
left.
center.
He left to go get Lorenzo.
He was about to, but Lorenzo got firebombed, so they're all just kind of contending with the cleaner. I would say Smith is right here. No, Jerry is right here. So, as these, as it's like, so now it was like Smith and Richter versus the cleaner, and Jerry was right there.
Just question, AC. Like for future things, would it be like complicated to like possibly open this up in like Clip Studio Paint so you could like just move around the tokens?
The stream on OBS is set to a browser specifically, so Clip Studio Paint getting set up might be a little bit harder.
Would you be able to like have like a second window and you could just flick them?
I might be able to do that.
And I think you can like
sets up a single man game on Roll20.
There's possibly something we can look into just for better visual aid.
Actually, you know, I might actually, while Smith is yelling during the confusion and whatnot, I'm going to re-upload this real quick.
Because I think you can have it so like OBS, so you can like make the window smaller, so you can just focus on the like actual visual bit, and you don't have to have all the Clip Studio Paint UI on the side.
What I posted, I've actually used a couple of times to help illustrate map movements. Just like planning in the campaign.
I have to keep that.
Yeah, we don't have to do it now. Just for when if you want to do something like this in the future.
In the future, I will keep this in mind. But let me at least do this much for you guys. There we go.
Alright, cool.
And I would say Jerry's like right here where my mouse is.
Oh, I thought he was in the trees.
Yeah, it was closer,
Who's
remember?
firing at the trees?
No, I thought he was... Okay, I thought he was in the bottom left. Like, kind of like... or just...
It came out the fire.
Oh, he came out the fire. I thought he was firing, like, from the bushes in the tree area. Okay, we probably should have also like created like dots or something to kind of plan out ourselves, but it's fine. It's fine. All right. So
Alright.
he's like right there.
So he's like right there. They'll go back. Smith's like confused. He's like, and Smith's yelling because he's just like mad and confused. He's like, "Why are you shooting him? That was a goal." And in this opportunity, the cleaner goes to rush in on Smith while he's turned around. And Richter goes to like impale the cleaner with his sword just to get like the cleaner off like his guard a little bit. So what are you guys doing right after this happens?
Probably time to throw the bomb. Oh wait, yeah, probably time to throw the bomb.
You mean the Molotovs? Yeah, all right, I can do that.
What can I even do? Should I duel Richter?
You have a shotgun. Just fire in.
All right.
Should we make like an initiative, just like an unofficial initiative?
We're gonna make an unofficial initiative.
Should we just roll a d10 and just kind of go off of that?
Yeah, let's just roll a d6 because it's like for each of you.
I got 5.
Wait, I rolled 6 dice by accident. Give me a second.
There's a roll 20 bot in the Discord that will help you. Just for
I got a 6?
Yeah. What's the command?
1?
I also got a 1.
4.
Alright, I'll say highest number goes first.
Oh, I got a 6.
I would say it'll be like it'll be Virgil, Arkham, Steph, Jerry, and the last 2 would be Seven and Zach.
Wait, did I actually roll a 6? Because I typed in roll 6, but I see that there's also the command 1d6. Sorry, I don't know how these commands work sometimes.
We'll just stick with this for now.
We'll just stick with this for now.
So Virgil, what are you?
Very active.
So what are you going to do in this shot?
Alright, I'm gonna fire at Richter, I guess.
Not the cleaner?
It looks like the cleaner's dealing with his own battle right now.
Remember that the cleaner was gonna go for Smith, but then Richter's gonna intercept him.
Yeah, Richter intercepted. Yeah.
Oh, Richter intercepted. I thought Smith. Smith. Okay.
All right. Okay. Smith got like a surprise attack. Richter intercepted. The only one who's by himself is Hatman.
Okay. Sorry, just visualizing this is a tricky. What is the group? What is the group vote here? Should I go for the cleaner?
You should throw guns and knives and bombs at them. So
At who? At who?
Bone, just pick a target and go.
Okay, I'm going for Richter. I shoot Richter. I shoot Richter with my gun.
All right.
we're shooting Ricky.
This is a surprise attack, so it's not as high of a difficulty. Even so I'll say that's composure plus firearms.
Composure plus firearms. I throw 6 dice at Richter.
Difficulty 3 because he's not expecting you to just shoot him.
I kill Richter. I don't know if I kill Richter, but I shoot Richter real good.
You pull out your submachine gun. That's a margin of 2. That's 5 successes. Margin of 2. So the gun, I think it's like the margin, how weapon damage works. It's the +2 plus the margin, so you do 4 damage to him.
Alright, I thought an SMG was +3. Is it plus?
Plus
oh, wait,
3.
Is it 3 or 2?
I
It
was-
is 9mm.
What is the number on your sheet?
9mm. 9mm
wrote-
says 2.
Alright, I wrote down 3 for some reason. I don't know why I wrote down 3. I shoot Richter with the 2. I give him 4 hurt.
So that's a 4. 2 plus 2 is a 4. So the bullets go through him, and it fucks him, and he can't dodge with his like speed because he was preoccupied with the cleaner, and he turns around and he pulls the sword out of the cleaner. He's like, And he's like, ah, bastard! And he goes to rush at you at a near blinding speed with his sword. He is like, it is speeding to you. But in this split second, Arkham, is there anything you want to do?
I think I'm gonna shoot the Hat Man.
While we're having this guy with the sword rushes?
I'm gonna shoot the guy with the sword rushing at us.
He's rushing at, Virgil. That's,
It doesn't
We
matter
are
who he's
together.
rushing at.
this'll be a difficulty 5 because he's entered a state of speed. Where there's a much higher chance for him to almost dodge it. However, he does not see you, so there is a chance of the bullet just outright hitting him.
What's my attribute and skill?
It would be a composure plus firearm
Okay.
to steady your shot.
And you said a diff for 5.
Right.
Can I expand a willpower?
Yes.
There we go.
You go to shoot. However, the bullet hits the ground, misses him. He's at blinding speed. However, the bullet does miss. You see him turn around and he looks right at you. And he's looking at you and then Virgil and then the cleaner, trying to see which one he should take as priority. And in this moment, as he's trying to pick which one, Steph, would you like to do something before he can make up his mind?
Would I be able to make a suggestion?
I mean, I was gonna my first thought when I saw the guy was like, hey, wait, that's the dude from my dream. So I'd probably be like, hey, wait, do we know each other, maybe?
Is now the time, though?
I mean, the other one was...
If he needs to distract him, though.
I would like to make a suggestion that flamethrowers generally don't miss.
Well, is talking a free action, AC and the Hunter Rickman?
A good point.
I would say talking is something you don't have to roll a dice for that. I'd say you can talk before you get your shot in. You get your free yap reaction before you can pull your action in.
Cool. So for the record, I have long since gotten a pair of headphones on. I'm currently listening to the playlist on YouTube listed as my Jim Jammerino. And you see me start tweaking the side of the flamethrower, and while looking at him, and it's like, hey, I can't hear you. I think I know you from a dream, and I don't think you like your job. If you're okay with this, I suggest you get on the fucking ground and maybe turn around a little bit. Anyways,
Can
start
she
fucking
use-
shooting flames everywhere.
Can she use the flamethrower as a threat?
So you could spin this in either way. You could just say that and then use your roll to shoot, or you could put your whole back into it and maybe try to use that as a way to get him to just get down.
No, yeah, I was planning on just kind of shooting that as almost kind of a blanket fire, so that way it make it difficult for people to get close to us regardless.
I'll say you don't need the roll to shoot if you're not shooting at anybody.
The protective firewall?
More just kind of in the general arc surrounding them.
You make a general arc surrounding them, not trying to hit them. They all
I think I
get.
heard something fall. I'll be right back. Sorry, go ahead. Keep on going.
They all get down. And the fire doesn't manage to hit any of them. However, Richter seems rather confused. And you hear him shout out, if you're anyone else, I'd call you crazy, but you seem vaguely familiar. He shouts out from the flames.
By the way, I'll get that guy to apologize for shooting you later. Just trust me, I feel like I kind of know you in a weird way. You probably just want to be attacking the other guys.
You want to convince... I will give you this. If you use a difficulty for leadership plus charisma roll, you can get him to turn coat outright.
Well, that's gonna. I only got 3, so I'm gonna have to get like a 10 to pull that off.
All right,
At
I'm
least
back.
2.
My cat knocked over a plate, but the plate is safe.
They did that.
Was there food on the plate?
Luckily, no.
Thank
Unfortunate.
goodness.
Unfortunate. 2 9s and a 3. I'll write that down for you. But yeah, that'd be no dice.
He hears you out, and he thinks about it for a second. But then he thinks about who he's working for, and he decides to, instead of fighting the others, he decides to just continue fighting the cleaner. But before he does that, he looks. Hey, any of you guys gonna shoot at me, or can I just wrap up my business?
Okay, sorry. What did I miss? Like, what was stuff trying to do?
I'm
Convince him to
generally
turn
trying
coat.
generally trying to befriend
Richter.
Richter. Yeah. Nobody shoot at the dream guy.
All right, I assume she talks that on the radio.
Did you say dream or dreamy?
Dream guy.
What does that mean?
I feel like I
Richter
know
waves his
this guy
sword. Richter
before.
waves his sword. He's like, "She means me, you dip."
Yeah, I'm thinking it's the guy
Okay.
over there that she's talking about.
All right.
Why?
This look familiar.
It's like, you know what? I was like, man, I
Virgil
just.
is confused.
Richter's like, man, I just want to go home. He puts his sword in the fire, and then he charges at the cleaner.
The net positive bonus. And so we probably should start moving out of the forest now because we might die of smoke inhalation.
Fine.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah,
should.
sequel
We
to
might die of
Snowhalation. Let's go.
snowhalation.
I mean, if we're gonna be, I don't want these guys like just going like out there in the wild hunting us down. I want to at least talk to them after if we're going to be negotiating.
All right, get everybody but Ricky.
All right, we're gonna just shoot his friends.
Yeah, basically.
I don't think he considers them
I'm down.
friends.
I'm not
All
sure
right.
he has friends.
All right, let's.
Where is
We can always just shoot off fucking Smith's foot, I guess, if we want to keep him around too.
So during the confusion, as Smith is fighting the Richter's fighting the cleaner. Smith, goes to pick up, like a simple, pistol. He gets a pistol from his jacket. And him and the Hat Man turn towards the hunters who have made themselves known. And Smith's like, I'm 95% sure Richter's got it. We'll handle the traitors. The Hat Man's like, you see, this is why I said we should have gotten rid of them sooner. You know, I didn't see your point before, but I get it now.
Are we gonna kill Smith or are we gonna try to disable him? I'm down for either. Okay, we're just
I'm
going.
down for disabling.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
sure.
too am down.
Well,
for
it
this.
is Jerry's turn at the current juncture.
Okay, so who's still all up?
Richter, Hatman, Smith, and the cleaner. Richter and the cleaner are having a 1v1 at the moment. The Hatman and Smith have turned their attention towards you all.
Probably shoot the Hat Man then. At least try.
He's a lot closer to you, so it's a difficulty 4. Strength plus firearms to mow him down with the light machine gun.
question: are they both trying to engage in melee or are they engaging in range? Oh,
Range, they're pulling guns. Success. So you you aim your machine gun, and when the Hat Man goes to draw his revolver on you, one of your light machine gun bullets perfectly hits him in the hand, obliterating it, and he catches it with his offhand but not before your bullets can go through him, making him into near Swiss cheese. And he is standing there, very fucked up, injured even, with his main hand gone, with only the gun in his offhand, just standing there, looking directly at you, a bit enraged.
I'm not kill you, but it sure as fuck slows you down.
We'll see about that. He says, he tries to raise the revolver at you, but his offhand is shaking a little bit. However, Smith's hand is not shaking. He pulls out his pistol to go to aim at you. Before he can fire, would Seven like to make a last-minute save here?
Yeah, Seven's gonna attempt to shoot his hand with the revolver.
Difficulty, I would say 5 because it's a precision shot.
Okay, so that's gonna be like what?
I mean, if it can either be a quick draw or if you're like purely aiming, I would say composure plus firearms.
What if it's quick draw?
I'll make it dex plus
Dex,
firearms.
I remember it being Dex.
I'll do quick draw. That means I get 8 dice to roll because I have 4 in firearms and dex. Let's go.
Don't you get a proficiency in quick drawing, or am I forgetting? Or do you?
Is that it? I
Or
do
a
have a quick
specialty?
draw on there.
If you have a specialty in quick drawing, then you can add 1 extra die.
Wait, question. You're using a pistol and not a rifle?
He's using a revolver.
Oh yeah, I am using.
Well, for quick,
yeah. Let me quick draw that then. So it's gonna be just like. So wait, am I taking both my stamina and my firearm pulls?
No, it is, you take dexterity, and you take firearm, and you combine them. And if you have a specialty in quick drawing, you add an additional die to that pool.
Okay, so
A 9 die.
all the 4 dots is like 4 dice, right?
Right.
So
Each dot is a
Wait,
die.
each dot is
I
die.
have 8 dice plus. I have 9 dice I have to roll.
Sounds
Yes.
like it.
yeah.
Okay, just making sure I wasn't doing something wrong.
And what's the diff?
5.
Well,
Wait, have you not
break it
rolled
down.
how many rolls have you even done, Josh? Or did you just kind of forget how the system works? Have you not done that many rolls?
Well, I haven't done. Well, I was a little bit confused because I was like, I rolled like 9 dice. That seems a little much. Am I doing something wrong?
Oh no, you're just gonna shoot 'em.
I guess you're just good at shooting people.
And
I am
remember,
rolling this in person, so
there.
The only way I can really think of nerfing that is like if he's at a distance, like maybe a pistol wouldn't be good at hitting him. So if you want to nerf it,
It's a
you probably have to-
revolver.
Yeah, it's a pistol.
I'll say I'd maybe keep it at like a 5. At most, make it probably keep it a 5 for now.
I'm having to like stand here carefully.
Da 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 da.
And there's a they give a little bit of like a build up to before I see that that's 1, 2. That's a 1, 2.
Oh, you're rolling actual dice too, Josh.
Yeah, I've had so much bad luck with bot. Fuck it.
1, 2.
If I have bad luck, I'd want to see it with the dice I have.
You had just enough, unless we count the 2 1s as a critical failure.
That's it requires a 6. Oh yeah, the 10's a 2. You just so the revolver, you quick draw it. Time freezes almost. And you feel as if your bullet just barely hits. The bullet, and as it goes, the revolver shot obliterates Smith's hand, rendering the gun, and the gun goes flying onto the ground itself. Smith turns around to face you, with only pain in his voice. Almost quivering in agony. He's like, damn it. Can I ask a question? Why did you turn code again?
Wait, weren't you guys gonna kill us?
You were gonna kill? Oh, wait, I'm not there.
Pretty sure we overheard you guys talking about killing us.
Smith looks at the Hat Man with almost this intense, like, frustration. He's like, you and your fucking secrets! We wouldn't be here if this wasn't for you! Smith is almost... all he can muster is a sigh as he's like, as his hand is fucked up and his health is a bit lowered. And we go to Zach's turn. So Zach, we have what you see is, after struggling, the Hat Man finally gets his offhand to kind of raise a bit to aim at Jerry.
I'm just gonna drop the drone controller, pull my sword out, and I'm gonna try and cut his hand off.
Oh, you're not gonna try to shotgun him?
I'm better with melee weapons than guns.
How far is he actually?
Good question.
I thought there was groups of 3 and one was over there.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
just
sure I was with Jerry.
yeah, I wasn't sure how far he was.
Wait,
just,
where was
you know.
7?
Like,
I thought
is
7
Road...
was with Jerry.
Are they point blank is what I'm asking, with the enemy?
I'm pretty sure I've approached a significant amount. The group of a significant amount since the start of the fight.
Oh, well then, yeah, I think...
I thought they were like 25 feet away or
something
something.
behind you then.
Eventually. So you charge in with your sword, but I'll have a little flavor text before you make your roll.
Of course.
You charge in, rushing towards the chaos, the flames, with your sword in hand. No, and you have stopping the shot from being fired. The Hat Man almost kind of turns the face to you because he hears you just running at him with your sword. And you pull your sword back. And this is a difficulty 4. This is because your sword's heavier, you'll go with strength plus melee.
Okay, let's go.
I
got 3 times!
Nice.
Oh.
What's the difficulty?
4. Three, 10, almost a critical success even. However, you've noticed that his offhand has been also kind of fucked up from the light machine gun firing it. But you go to slice it, but your arms move. And it's a strange feeling, because it feels that you call out for a good strike to something, and the universe answers. Something that you feel like you hit along something that you can't perceive. A perfect line in which to slice the arm.
Oh.
As the stars align, your blade happens to collide with this line. And your blade goes through the forearm like a knife through butter. You slice in such a perfect way you're unsure if you'll get that hit again. It doesn't help that the arm's weakened from light machine gun fire. And the arm is severed completely.
Oh,
You go to slice, you cry out for a success, and the universe answers. His arm is on the ground. There's blood spraying out from his offhand. Smith, and then Smith, looks at you, and and he reaches for a gun that isn't there, with a hand that doesn't work. And so he just decides, fuck it! And he goes to sprint at you to tackle. I will say the Hat Man falls to the ground. Not dead, but fucked up from his injuries.
and Zach just like steps back,
As a-
reflexively.
You try to go to step back, but as you do, I would say because Jerry is the closest to you, he gets his turn in. So Jerry, would you like to do something as Smith rushes in at near blinding speed to tackle Zach?
I like to imagine Jerry just getting in his sumo wrestler pose, ready to grab him.
I was gonna say, can I like intercept Smith, or would it be easier to pull Zach out of the way?
I would say pulling Zach would almost be like an athletics plus strength. They yank him. Trying to intercept him, almost like a sumo wrestler, would be brawling plus strength. Difficulty 5.
And pulling him out would be
Difficulty 4 with athletics plus strength. I don't know how versatile you are in athletics. I figured that although strength is a little riskier, I know you are explicitly better with that. So you can pick your so which option you picking?
I think Jerry would try to intercept Smith, as smart as it would probably be to try to pull Zach out of the way.
So your difficulty 5 to intercept, brawl plus strength. Because this isn't a matter of trying to close the as much of like speeding to close the distance as it is just stopping because you're already right there.
Damn.
Would you have enough to re-roll this, or
I do have enough to re-roll this. How much does it just take 1 willpower to re-roll?
Yeah, it takes a willpower to
Okay.
re-roll.
Then I have enough. Damn.
Alright. You go in the way a little bit. Although it does kind of like cushion the blow a bit. Because you aren't able to get a good grip, he speeds and bolts directly into you at fast speeds. I would say that this does 3 points of aggravated health damage to you, but only 1 aggravated and 2 superficial to Zach. So you
1 aggravated, 2 superficial.
Yeah. So you cushion the blow so it doesn't fuck him up. So even if you failed, you still protected him. But you didn't do it perfectly, so it fucks you up a bit.
Okay.
As he speeds into you, you feel like you were hit almost by a car. It is like it's just a intense speed. You feel like you acted like a living, like, why did I forget the name literally just now? Like the fucking, pillow for the car, the airbag. So you're essentially like a living airbag between Zach and Smith. And as this collision happens, you tank the damage, it fucks you up. But You move down, and Smith just kind of falls over a bit after that, and he gets up, and he's up in your face. He's looking. He's like, "Ugh, I wasn't going for you, but if this is how it's gonna be."
Yeah.
So Smith,
You got me anyway.
you are a little fucked up in the situation. So Smith goes to take a swing at you. I will say, because there's no one else that's directly in your face, this will be a athletics plus dex to dodge his punch, or a brawl plus strength to block it. The reduced, where if you block it, it will reduce the damage, but if you dodge it, you can just negate it entirely. It's a difficulty, I would say 5 regardless.
Okay. I'll try to block it because I have a better chance of doing that. God damn.
Do you have a... Wait.
I still
Well,
have
there's a
willpower.
10.
Ten in there.
There's a 10.
Do we-
Oh, there's a 10.
Do we count the ones as anything, or we just count those as normal?
We only count those as a bonus negative if it's desperation dice.
Okay.
So that's a 10, that's a 2. 6, so that's a 2.
Why does the bot
three.
count a 10 as a success?
Oh. So it's
Honestly,
2,
I don't even know if
3,
we're doing the
4,
rules
5.
right, but it's been
Probably
working
do it.
out for us.
You may
It
be
could
doing
just
it
be a
wrong.
house. We
Who
could just make it a
knows?
house. We could just make it a house rule.
But for now, what becomes what should be aggravated becomes superficial. You take like 2 points of superficial willpower. No, superficial health damage. Which they're basically like paper cut equivalents, but they're not going to kill you.
I kind of think of them more like bruises, because like losing 1 health is still pretty hurt.
That's so
Like Jerry gets his arms up to block.
your arms are bruised from the punches. Although this would be a 4 or maybe even a 3 if these are the punches at an average speed, the punches are pretty quick, so you still suffer quite some bruising, heavy bruising on your arm. Smith goes to step back to land in another hit, but I will give Dr. Arkham has an opportunity to do anything at this turn. So it's Dr. Arkham's turn.
What are my targets?
The Hat Man is missing an arm and is fucked up and on the ground. So if you want to go find a way, if you want to go destroy his head or burn him, you can just finish him off. Or you can aim at Smith and you can prevent him from landing another hit on Jerry.
What about we could also in theory hit the bald guy, right?
The cleaner?
Unless we really want to let them have an honor duel.
You can also hit the cleaner if you...
Although granted, given how tough the cleaner is, it might not go Richter's way.
Richter has been surviving merely because he has something that the cleaner doesn't have, which is speed. So the speed alone is kind of keeping him from being grabbed.
Question: would Smith go before or after Roboot?
Smith would go before Roboot in this situation.
What gun does Arkham have?
357.
What? How far? Like, would it be like a high difficulty to hit Smith from this range?
The hit Smith. I
Because
would
we're like we're across from them, aren't we? Like on the other side of the circle.
I would say it would probably be a difficulty 5 to aim it from there, unless you want to move in, move in and shoot and lower it a bit. But if you move in, that might also turn the attention of the very injured Hatman to you.
But what's the current initiative? Like, who's like the next set of people?
I would say it's I would say it's Robu, Steph, and then Hatman, and then 7.
Oh wait, I can just look at what we wrote down.
I kind of went to Arkham again, but you know what? Let's just Arkham. What are you gonna do here?
What's the diff to hit Mr. Smith?
The hit a 5 from where you're at.
Shooting at him.
Shooting at him.
Okay. And that would be a composure plus firearms?
Yes.
Are we going to hand wave friendly fire as a possibility?
Oh? You're not gonna shoot. He's not gonna shoot anybody on our team.
Okay, I wasn't sure if like we were counting that as a possibility.
Bone, I think it's fine.
Alright,
I'm just checking to see how we're playing.
Arkham roll. Alright, we
I'll
got
expend, so I'm taking down 2 willpower, and that's 7s.
you go to shoot.
No, sorry, that's your dice. I thought you were talking about my character.
Although the bullet does not hit Smith, it does hit near him, and it does get his attention for half a second, leading to Steph getting a shot in on him.
All right. So what are my options here? I got Smith. I got the. I just want to call him fucking Jabroni, the bald man.
The cleaner.
Cleaner.
And the hat man.
And the hat man.
The Hat Man is on the
Yeah.
ground. He's not he's not like dead yet. But if he sustained a head injury, or if you destroyed his head or burned him, he would be dead.
I mean, can I just here? I'm just gonna fucking. Will I hit anybody else if I go for the cleaner with the flamethrower?
If you hit the cleaner with the flamethrower, it's probably just going to aim at the cleaner.
Cool. All right. Aim directly at cleaner with flamethrower.
This would be a. Let me see here.
I'm assuming firearms plus like what, composure?
Composure, because like.
And then add the +2 to the success because I have the brace on.
Yeah.
So that'd be +2 dice or just +2 to all my results?
+2 dice.
Okay.
This is the flamethrower, right?
Right.
Yeah, this is the flamethrower.
Okay, so would this be like a low difficulty because it's not really hard to hit with a flamethrower?
I would say it's a 4. I would say it's like no, I'll say it's a 3.
In a Warhammer, flamethrower is actually auto hit, so that's kind of like what my inspiration for low
I'm sorry,
difficulty.
wait, I miss. I'm a little bit out of it. It was 2 extra dice or just 2 plus
2
2
dice.
hit?
2 dice.
Okay, thank you. Alright, 7 dice, here we go. Boop. Alright, so I will write these out once I'm done. Oh, thank Christ. Alright, yeah, here. That is a 1, a 3, a 2, a 9, an 8, an 8, and an 8.
A 9, an 8, and an 8. That's enough. You gotta roast the cleaner. The flames burn him. He's like moving around, and he's just shit, and like it's completely disorientated. He's running around, And Richter takes the opportunity to just collect himself and then go for like another slash at him. But the cleaner burns to death.
Fucking jobber.
And now the cleaner on the ground, and as he's burning to death, Richter goes to like decapitate him, which is easier because he's burning. And yeah, he's down. The only one that remains is Hatman and Smith. And now it is. Let me go get the turn order. I'm
gonna use my free speech to just go like, I don't know what's going on with you guys and Smith right now, but I'm gonna be real. This seems kind of stupid now.
So do we only get to talk if it's on our turn? Because I was kind of like thinking of saying a thing. This is also our first big battle, so we're still figuring this all out.
Yeah. I'd say for now you can chime in.
Alright, I'm gonna chime in saying you might want to call off your friend. You are about to get overwhelmed.
I'll have the music stop now. What we see here, and let me get Open Clip Studio and Paint to live update this for those who are viewing this with eyes.
By the way, have our hunter allies even chimed in at all?
Oh, I meant to have them be more active. I forgot.
Can we just have?
We didn't fucking need them.
No,
Can we just have them finish off the fucking cleaner?
Well, you know what? We'll have it where, as the cleaner's roasting on fire, you suddenly hear "Open fire!" and like the machine guns just blow through the burning cleaner. So while he's on fire and the human hunters jump him, he dies.
Can we also just have them surround Smith?
I was gonna have them surround Smith and the teleported Hatman who's on the ground fucked up. The hunters all close in with their M16s. Torpor. It basically means that they are in a weird sleep-like state. It's what happens.
Oh, torpor?
Yeah, it's what happens when a vampire is either staked or fucked up to the point of what should be death, but they have not been decapitated, exposed to sun, or burned. So the job is yet to be finished. He's half dead. You are yet to finish him off. I would say they all swarm in with their guns. All of them aiming them at Smith. Aiming them at Smith. And all of them. He's like, hands where we can see him, bloodsucker.
Do they do it?
Smith. After looking at them all, weighing his options, puts his hands in the air.
All right, can I go up behind Smith and stake him? I want to bag him. We can blindfold him and throw him somewhere for questioning later.
This will be a difficulty 4.
I would like to also, if I may argue for some modifiers. Could I do like a stealth roll to see if I can get up behind him and get a bonus to my difficulty?
You can. Stealth plus composure to approach him.
Alright, give me a second. Let's see, what is my composure? Alright, it's not bad. Would it be like 4? Or like 3, because like everybody's surrounding him, he's probably distracted.
Yeah.
Oh bullshit! I'm re-rolling this.
Now I know I'm the one who's like openly stated that I'm horny for vampires, but I think this is we're kind of going like a step too far here with this guy. We kind of, I don't know.
You wanted to talk to him. I don't want him to know where we're taking him.
But before you guys have the big moral argument, yes, you do manage to approach him. The difficulty is 2.
All right, what am I rolling to stake him?
Melee. Say like I would say either melee and
Can I go for composure?
I would say composure plus melee.
Okay, it was either a composure or dexterity. I was assuming.
Uh,
I don't know what is composure again. I forget.
keeping yourself composed.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh bullshit. Okay, wait.
State
There's
or
a
feeling
10.
of being calm and in control of oneself.
Okay, I got a 10. That's enough.
Before anybody has the chance to react, you stake him from behind, striking like a cold-blooded animal approaching upon its prey. You stake him with his back turned.
Are they blind whenever they're staked?
They're just out.
Okay, so he can't.
Functionally unconscious.
Oh,
Okay, I wasn't sure if they were just paralyzed or if they were also unconscious.
they're unconscious. It's a state of torpor.
Alright, do you guys have anywhere we can take this guy for questioning? I asked I assume the mayor's somewhere around. Is it torpor or torpor? I thought it was torpor.
Torpor. I'm sure.
Jesus. You know, for a guy who likes playing tactics, you really do like making a lot of decisions without us, too.
I need it to be quick. Besides, is there anything wrong with this?
Yes.
What's wrong with it? He's still alive.
This is the result of like a huge misunderstanding, and you're treating him like he's a fucking prisoner. More than that, what else are we gonna get out of him?
You wanted to talk to him, didn't you?
No. Well, yeah, but like not in a way that we're like skewering him and bringing him back to the fucking bus again.
Not bus. We can take him to the house. He's paralyzed. He can't see.
I mean, like, what the fuck is he even gonna tell us anyway?
But you wanted to talk to him. Do you not? I can unstake him right now.
Okay, hold on a second. When did I say I wanted to talk to the guy? I don't even recall
You're
that at
the
all.
one that why else were we keeping him alive?
No,
You
no,
mean Richter?
like, no. Like Virgil, Steph wanted to keep the other guy alive.
I'm talking about Richter.
Richter.
Wait, you stabbed Richter?
Yes, you wanted to talk to him. I
thought you meant the other fucker.
I thought you
Thought
meant
you said
Smith.
No,
Yeah,
if I said Smith, then I meant Richter.
Okay, readjusting really quickly. Alright, listen, you weren't there, I guess. But like there was just a whole fucking shebang, and from what I recall, a figure similar to him, I spoke to him in a bar in that like big collective dream that a couple of us had, I think.
Yeah, I think it was like a strip club or something.
I wanted to talk to him because I know for a fucking fact that dude hated his job.
Well,
Okay,
no,
well,
you
not
can
necessarily a
talk.
fact. It was again a dream nonsense. Yeah, but you didn't need to stake the guy.
Unstake him.
I
Virgil.
think he's dangerous, and we should at
Virg-
least keep it.
Virgil.
Okay, and I'm gonna
you gotta let some of us do our stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna unstake him.
I'm gonna pick him back up. Hey,
But-
I'm really fucking. I'm sorry about the sociopath.
You gotta
Why
unstake.
Virgil tends to.
You're
act without really
apologizing
telling us.
that I'm the sociopath.
You go
but
the-
I mean, you are.
I might be a psychopath, but he is also a bloodsucker.
You unstake him with the tension in the group starting to rise. You pull the stake out. You say, "Oh, what the fuck?"
What do you mean? What the fuck? You know what the fuck?
Richter, shush. Richter, shush.
Richter, shush?
Virgil, shush.
Was he acting with you guys or?
No.
I'll be honest. There's a handful of things that he's kind of done, like, kind of counteractive to certain. Okay, listen. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of us have like a kind of weird pseudo recollection of a guy like you before. We've talked about like at length about like our interests and stuff like that, and like the kind of lives we've led, I guess, to a certain degree. And I distinctly remember you hating your fucking job. So that's why I was like.
I would like to mention there have been gunshots. There might be people coming.
2 things. One, I don't know how you could know that. You only seem vaguely familiar, but I grow tired of my job. Honestly, if I could just be away from all of this and away from everything, just paying money to some blood banks, and sipping on stuff, while painting, that'd be awesome. But I'm roped into the private ops because apparently I'm good at going super fast and I'm good with swords. But, and 2, all of you seem vaguely familiar, except for the guy that staked me. So that's also kind of weird.
All right, look, a lot of things have happened, and despite a lot of our concerns, he is right. There are probably people coming. Let's just kind of let's vamoose. There's somewhere else. There's somewhere we can go to where we can have like a polite conversation.
He's
And
not
what are we
dead, you
doing
know.
with them? Those other ones? They're still there.
The incognito over there, he's not dead.
I'm gonna shoot the Hat Man then.
Yeah.
I'll just finish him off.
Arkham approaches. You shoot him with your revolver a couple times, and you unload enough to destroy the skull. The vampire that you just recently know whose name was Incognito is dead.
So we're just gonna trust the guys that tried to kill us? We're not gonna...
Correction, we're going to trust the guy who kind of changed his mind a little bit when you accidentally shot him.
Supposedly.
Hey, you dome the guy who suggested killing you in the first place on the ground. He points to Incognito.
And you went with it. I think I am rightfully paranoid.
Did I swing at you guys?
Also, yes.
Yeah, after you shot him.
After you guys shot.
No, to be frank, you probably were gonna also jump us in the end. I'm sorry.
Did he not actually attack us? He was charging me. He charged me with celerity.
Again, after you shot him.
Steph, I'm
I
gonna be real.
know.
Virgil's a fucking crazy fuck, but actually this time around, this fuck would have absolutely gone and backstabbed us. In fact, you didn't even argue really that much when we overheard you with the other guy. I'm gonna be real. You were probably gonna go with it at the end of the day.
I just wanted to get the job done.
I also think
there you go.
I think it's also kind of funny that so I'm not actually like saying this to throw shit at you, Joshy. I just find it funny that it's like you're telling me to unstake him whenever you like stab that cop for being kind of vaguely suspicious in session zero.
I could tell he was already like he would probably just survive it, but like that was because we needed info.
I know, but the thing is, like, I could have been human.
All right, look, we've all had a very bespoke.
And that's also not me throwing shade at you. I just think that it's kind of funny.
We've all had a very bespoke, interesting experience, and I'm guaranteeing you we're probably going to be hearing some police sirens in a couple of minutes. So how about are the other guys dead? We got those guys taken care of?
Is Smith? Are we killing Smith?
Are we? I didn't want to kill him either.
Is Smith okay? So we're not killing Smith.
The other hunters, seem like almost disappointed. It's like, is that Lorenzo still around?
Lorenzo's
no,
dead.
but you can kick his body over there.
I blew him
what
up,
time we have. Although it might get blood on your shoe.
I'm gonna take Incognito's hat.
Dr. Arkham decides to treat this situation the Bethesda way and loot the corpse of the vampire he just killed.
When we were playing D&D, this was just no war. I'm gonna be real. This is also a gander move when we were doing D&D.
I just like hats in general. That's just natural.
Dr. Arkham obtains the hat.
It's got that new corpse
use any of the Molotovs?
No, I didn't actually use the Molotovs.
Oh yeah, we used the bomb, didn't we?
I used the bomb. I used my bomb and I used my flamethrower. You want the Molotovs back? I didn't light them up.
I was just curious.
We'll put it into the collect the people's inventory.
All right, so I look, if you guys are worried about Smith, I'm willing to concede on that one at the very least. I could just fucking take him out right here and I just pull out my knife.
I'm gonna ask Richter, do you like him? Do we keep it? What do you think?
Listen, you work a job at Mickey D's. Do you like your manager?
Oh.
You're at most you're indifferent to him. Listen, I just want to get out of here. I was assigned a mission by up top to get rid of Lorenzo and make sure that this territory's leaders were gone. It looks like I did that. Looks like my job's done.
The thing is,
I am told that I should care, but I can say that he was lost in the scuffle.
And then I'm gonna look at Smith. Do we keep you alive? Do we have reason to? Can you convince me?
Are we chill?
I'm not asking if we're chill. I'm asking, can he convince us?
If you keep me alive, I can maybe stop the Camarilla from killing everyone you love.
You know, that's probably a much better point.
Or it's a lie. They already lied to us once.
Well, okay, no, he didn't lie. His friends did.
He joined them, and if our friend here, Richter, isn't going to be blabbing, then what is the Camarilla gonna know? Outside of
That
what
he's
he
dead.
knows, outside of what Smith knows.
Alright, how about we get to the brass tacks of it then? Why would the Camarilla come and kill everybody we love?
You-
we know they
Because
exist.
we just killed their people.
Let me give you an answer. You called it the Camarilla. You know what they're called. That's enough.
Alrighty then. So now I was still already on board, and frankly, I'm still pretty on board for letting him go. So what do you guys say, alright?
No.
I was going to bring up the fact that, bitch, we didn't even know that existed till you brought it up.
No. Okay, at
Shut
this
up,
point
I'm
I'm
doing
like
a thing.
wondering, wait, is Seven like lying here? Is this
Shut up, I'm doing a thing.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
That's big.
I know, that was me asking out of character.
He... You have a point.
As far as I remember, our last conversation, we didn't even really bring up any names, only organizations.
Irregardless, we know now, and that's gonna be the problem. And he knows that we know. And he's the only one that's possibly gonna blab. He is the only loose end outside of Richter, and you want to keep him alive. And I trust this guy a lot less.
I trust him a lot less, but I'm just saying.
And I'm just saying. Like, he's not a good person. This is not a good man.
Well, of course not. Well, think? I don't know.
This is a monster. This is a person that eats people.
I mean, okay. Besides, some things I disagree with that slightly. I don't trust this fuck. But I can see an argument being made for the other side as well. That being stated, if I had to choose, I'd probably maybe either ice the dude or maybe just put him in cold storage for a while.
Oh, now we're staking. By the way, that's me saying, like Virgil saying it. I'm having.
I know, I gotcha.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I just wanted to make sure that it was clear.
Alright. All in favor of staking or all in favor of stabbing?
I'm gonna cock the. Well, okay. Wait. What? I have the SMG. I'm gonna like pull back the thing on the SMG as my answer. The slide.
And then I take like one step forward with the knife. Okay, that's one for murder.
Smith's like, so you're gonna spare Richter? He's with the Camarilla till he'll report this at us. And Richter's like, I did not say any of that. He is putting. I would not report any of this. I don't know what he's on about.
Look, I would have wanted. Look, I'm on your side here, Smith, with that, but not on this.
At the end of the day,
In a weird way, I
question
know
gotta
this other
ask
guy a lot more
yourselves,
than
is
you.
he more scared of us, or is he more scared of them? So I'm willing to bet that he's not as scared of us as he is of them.
Yeah, and that's why he would have reason to blab to them.
I'm not. And Smith just goes silent. He's just. He is like trying not to be red at this moment.
And we have all these hungry people here for vengeance. And they miss most of the show.
Oh, fuck, are we doing it?
Are we doing it? Dr. Arkham, Zach, Jerry?
I'm down to do it.
One
All
last
right.
blood sucker.
All right.
All
We're
right.
doing it.
And then I'm gonna like shout out, all right, boys and girls, let her rip. And I'm gonna let the other hunters take care of it because they miss most of the show.
And Smith looks up before they fire. He's like, you know, you make sure you aim for the head. But before I go, I want you all to know that the reason why Lorenzo didn't find out about this little group of yours was because of me. I want you to know that.
Appreciate it.
Well, yeah, but
Appreciate it.
you
You
were
were gonna
gonna-
kill us.
Yeah, well, no.
Appreciate
the reason why
it.
you didn't tell him
For what it's
beforehand was
worth.
because we planned together to jump him. Duh.
Hmm.
You also wanted him gone.
And it's like, and before the trigger gets pulled, he lets out is like, well then, can't be any scarier than that guy, but I guess that's it.
Wait, whoa, guy.
Got
Not too late. He shotgun, right? Gunshot.
actually no, everybody raised their gun, but they hear the whoa, and they kind of go like, what now? I thought you told us we can kill him.
Shut the fuck up! I'm asking this guy questions. What did you just say right there? About what guy?
There's a guy who rolled up. You see, Lorenzo had an elder, for we'll just say. That was the original leader. He was keeping Lorenzo in check. He was making sure that Lorenzo was controlled. Lorenzo may have been a weapon to fight the other ones, but this leader was the one who was in control.
And now I'm gonna walk up to him and goes, wow, buddy, that sounds interesting.
Virgil, you get the
Why
fuck
don't you
away
tell
from
us
him
all
right
about
now.
it? I'm not gonna kill him. That's Virgil like snapping.
I like that's the one thing I would like to see, like him snapping back. I'm not gonna kill him. But
and then I'm gonna stake him. I don't know. I'm tempted to just do the secret staking.
Let
but
us cook.
No,
Oh
no,
my god! All
no,
right,
Smith.
hold on. I just
Wait,
just grab it.
I haven't gotten to the guy.
We're not okay.
Well, I haven't gotten to the guy yet. So anyway, this elder, he's alive and he's more powerful. He's he can play with them. He's able to manipulate minds like they're clay, but he tries it to this one stranger who walks in. Spiky hair, green duster. He walks in and the elder tries to get him to leave with mind match, but doesn't work. Instead, the man looks at him, tells him to his face, no. What happens is that he points his fingers at the elder and obliterates him. He then asks us if we knew anybody that had any strong government ties. We said we didn't, except for one, and it was someone who made a deal with us back but wasn't working with us. We told him it was that the only person we knew was someone who moved all the way to New York, and they were gonna run for office there.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh.
We told him about George Langstrom. This man with the spiky hair said, all right. I asked for his name. Well, at least I tried to, but I was interrupted. Lorenzo tried to take a swing, but Lorenzo was paralyzed, just completely out of control. And then the light shined in his face, but even then I couldn't see his eyes. It was like they were shadowed out. he said he was heading to New York, but he said he had something that he needed to go pick up first. He said something about West Virginia sounding nice, but yeah, that's all I really know.
Wait, West Virginia?
Yeah, West Virginia. He said he needed to go. I don't know why he vocalized. I don't know why he vocalized that. It was like he wanted us to know. It's like he wanted us to know where he was going.
And do you like know anything about like that, like any locations that would be relevant in like West Virginia that we can maybe like kind of start like picking
Pretty
out?
big
I guess the
state.
word might be. Because yeah, it's a big space. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you for sure. The most I can maybe say is, I guess there was a couple. I guess that there was a couple towns I theorized. I looked all over, but there was only one place that had that I remember. I actually talked to Incognito about this, and he said that there was a single report of this man, or a man with a unique green duster causing chaos, and the only two places we heard was the capital, and then after that, a small little town. It was called like Point Pleasant. But he was never heard from again. We're guessing he was most likely in New York at the moment. So you're gonna kill me, spare me, so what?
We're taking this guy to Point Pleasant. You're gonna help us find whatever the hell we need to find there.
Wait, okay, sorry. I actually
Yes, we
was
are,
struggling.
We are
Okay, wait,
going there because
no, this is Bone. This is Bone talking. I missed chunks of that because I was trying to like keep up with like on the notes, and then I kind of got lost. So could we go over like the bullet points of the new information we have for our notes?
Right before he died, he said that death from firing squad was less scarier than a man he encountered. A green duster, spiky hair, shadowed out eyes. Should sound kind of familiar.
Yes, I got Victor obliterates Elder with a finger. Victor paralyzed Lorenzo. Was that with sight?
That was, it was unknown how he did it, but he did it.
All right, and what's this about locations? Sorry, what's where?
He
West
said
Virginia.
he said he had to go to West Virginia, and
Victor or him,
Victor.
or Smith? Okay.
Smith decided to try to do some investigating in that area. Well, not in West Virginia, but around West Virginia the best he could. And after some investigating and even trying to contact Incognito, he narrowed down that the two locations he went to was he was seen briefly at the Capitol, but he was seen lingering around Point Pleasant the most before leaving.
If there's something in
Okay.
Point Pleasant, we should probably go check that out. Actually.
All right, and we're bringing him.
Yes, we're bringing him.
All right. Do you have to report to anybody?
I stopped reporting. I am supposed to, but I stopped reporting to them for months because of, working for Lorenzo. I couldn't get the chance without risking my life and the life of many others.
And what's to stop you from running off? How much does this even matter to you?
Who's to say? You have to take my word for it, but I'll tell you this. If you're looking for this Duster guy, I seen him directly. I can point him out to you if you really want.
Also, we'll
Sounds
go
great.
there, and if we like what we see, then maybe we can, talk about you not being. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm gonna try to make sure that we don't get you killed, mainly.
I mean, if we're bringing him with us, he has the cards.
Brian walks up. He's like, not to chime in or anything, but if you need to get rid of him, now's the chance. He could recover in the time
Now-
he's with you.
And also, we're probably gonna be hearing sirens soon. So where are we bringing him?
Not
Alright,
the
bring-
bus.
So who's he
How
driving
are we-
with?
How are we gonna leave if we don't all get in the bus?
Stab him, stake him, and then just bring him.
All right, I'm gonna stake him.
All right, cool. Stake him. Sorry.
Do I really have to roll for this?
We'll see you later.
For the sake of time and also.
He's restrained already. You stake him, and you drag.
As Zach, like before he gets staked, Zach's like, "We'll talk to you later."
And I'm gonna just say, I love doing that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure he's still conscious and can hear everything we say.
No, we discussed this already. It was they're unconscious whenever it happened.
Damn.
All right, we're going.
That's
to
why
West
I
Virginia.
staked him in the first guy in the first place, because he was unconscious.
So,
All right, let's get moving. We're gonna get on the road to West Virginia. We're gonna fucking go to Point Pleasant. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome.
Are we bringing in this other guy, Richter?
I used to also go Point Pleasant. All of a sudden.
Mothman.
what?
That's it,
All
Mothman.
right.
Wait, is that where Mothman is?
That's where
Legend
Mothman
says
is.
that The Mothman
Say
would
that like
either
you
carry
say that like
away
you-
tourists or warn people with his prophetic visions, especially on the Silver Bridge.
Are we going directly there, or are we meeting up at the other safe house to plan?
I don't know. By the way, Steph, why'd you say that like you saw Freddy Fazbear?
Because like I need you guys to know Mothman's like half the reason why I decided to do this stuff. I literally
Wait, so you
haven't had
want
the
to fuck Mothman?
I
Oh,
mean,
no.
okay, let's not say that I'm starting with that. Maybe a nice steak dinner with
He wants
Mothman.
that proxy.
Wait,
Okay, I
no,
hate
yeah,
you.
you want to fuck Mothman?
Richter's.
You know
All
what
right,
moths
maybe
eat?
I wanna fuck Mothman. All right, what's for the problem with that?
So are we bringing Richter on the bus consciously?
I don't know, Victor.
Hi.
You seem pretty chill. You can get on.
I don't trust the staff whenever it comes to viewing the goodness of vampires.
I came in here. I came in here on my own ride. I can probably just drive to Point Pleasant.
He can take his own car.
Wait,
Here, how
are we
about
going to the other safe house, or are we going to the bus immediately?
There's another safe house.
Well, okay.
What do you think?
The fuck up,
we have to
no.
meet somewhere. It could be a McDonald's.
How about Richter? How about for the sake of simplicity, what if we put you in a kind of cellular-based communication system of sorts, that which we can call upon you in a time of need, so to speak?
All right. I guess you wanna. All right. Get a number. I'll do what I can. I'll just say that if worst comes to worst, that I had to fight Lorenzo as planned, and I got them, but all my allies died in the struggle.
So many dead.
So many dead. I'm not gonna say anything about all 20 of you humans, or how many of you guys there are. I'll just say I did this by myself. They'll reward me more handsomely that way anyway. So I'm just gonna get my reward. I'm just gonna say, I may have heard some rumblings about them having a secret base in West Virginia.
No, you didn't. Oh wait, West Virginia. Wait, is that where we are right now?
No.
No, we're not.
No,
Okay,
it
sorry.
says
Sorry,
West Virginia. West Virginia. I'll say
The
that
location.
I'll say there's a secret Sabbat artifact, and I'm gonna go get it real quick. And I'm sure they'll understand, and I'll go here on my own time. You guys didn't blow my head off, well, one of you staked me, but besides the point, I feel like I'm just along for the ride at this point, so here you go.
We'll chat
Second
later
pound
about
mate
things.
unlocked. Richter.
Yeah, I already updated the list.
Whenever you said
ACD.
one of you staked me, I was tempted to go, and I do it again.
AC, do you think you should add a Pound Mates channel so we can have a record of who we have on call?
There's a list in the sesh text gen chat that I've been
Wait,
updating.
shouldn't we do that in the shared hunter notes? And just pin them?
It's also pinned.
But with the channel, we could have their portraits too.
Oh no, I forgot this version has the typo in it.
For good old Richer.
Don't we have a portrait channel,
Gotta
like an
put
art
the
channel?
typo. You're fucked, stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, it's in the
Go
pin.
on,
It's
Mr.
fine.
Cincinnati.
So,
Alright, it's fine.
so you all have. So Lorenzo has been slain. And dead, and so is the cleaner. With the elder and Lorenzo and the cleaner gone, there is no leading forces in the Sabbat. meaning that they would be in chaos and disarray at the moment when they find out that there's no leader. This will most likely lead to infighting that'll either be swept up by the Camarilla or maybe the leftover hunters. And as you walk away from this, you have realized you killed it, and you all decide to meet back up at the safe house. With your target dead.
And then we can do more of this next time because
And-
it's already like an hour past when we were supposed to stop.
God,
well,
yeah, it's
we have
quite
also-
late. I
What's
didn't
our
even realize.
XP?
We also have gained a paralyzed dude.
Also 8 because you got 8 points because you killed a bunch. You killed them at the big fight.
Wait, did we
Maybe-
paralyze Smith?
Yeah, he's been paralyzed.
He's been staked.
Right.
Mm,
At the grand total XP?
The Warsaw was 40 something before the 8.
43.
43.
Well, no,
43.
when we got to from this session.
51 total.
51.
Oh, 9. Oh, 8 we got. We got today 8.
There we go. But yeah, you walk off, and that will conclude this this session of
Yay, we
Hunt
did
the Road
it!
Trip with
Boy!
the next
First big battle.
and the next location being West Virginia.
Whoa, we should probably find a way to have like better positioning methods, so just so we can like get an idea of where everything is.
I'll figure it out, but also I'll just say that because Point Pleasant is a smaller town, I don't think it's going to be like a city where there'll be like this many moving parts, you know?
Yeah,
Well,
just
it's a
if there
lavender
is.
town, not a saffron city.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of times where I'm like, wait, I thought this person was here. Wait, they're over there. Wait, what? What's the distance between these two? Are they within point blank, or are they at like 25 feet?
I'll figure
No, they're
that
Point
out.
Pleasant.
I'll figure that out next time. But yeah, the next session will start with you having the meeting and then leaving for West Virginia. But also I meant to say, Richter's like he said he needed to go retrieve something. He was a magical man according to that description. He was gonna go retrieve something. I assume Mothman's probably related to that. So yeah, that will be that will be Point Pleasant, West Virginia. It's gonna be a different change of pace being in a small town compared to a city overrun by violent vampire mobsters.
So AC, how did the? Oh, sorry, you guys.
I was gonna say Steph fumbling Mothman will be the cornerstone of her character arc.
So
Like, she's
AC,
just gonna try flirting with
Oh.
Mothman. Mothman's like, what the fuck?
Hey, Bone, wait, what?
how did you expect this session to go? Did it go around as much as you expected?
Oh.
What did you expect?
Oh, I'd say it's right around this. I expected Richter to for someone to justify sparing Richter. I was expecting Smith to die. But that's the only thing that kind of went against the grain. I'd say everything played out like I thought it would.
Yeah, I'm a very I really like tactical positioning, so I kind of was going deep on that. 'Cause, I play Total War, I play Squad. I really like tactical positioning games. I like XCOM.
XCOM.
I mean, to be
Hell
fair,
yeah.
I don't
isn't
think-
positioning really not important in this?
Oh,
in this setting?
It's not
It-
a one, but
Probably depends.
But
I would say the way that particular way that AC set up, it could be.
but there are certain encounters like that where I can see where it should kind of matter.
Because also I don't know how powerful a vampire is in these games. Bone doesn't. I just know the lore of Vampire the Masquerade is these guys can juggle dumpsters. So I'm that sounds fucking scary, and we are squishy humans. So I'm I'm going to for the first time I've actually fought a vampire in a game like this, I'm gonna put all my entire brain power into it.
Also, the one thing I will say is back at the safe house, there are I will say some medical. I will say your wounds will be treated there. I'll say that ahead of time, or any wounds sustained.
Yeah, because like I'm not sure if like one punch from one of these vampires is going to like knock us out, and so I'm like I'm like thinking full on like what is the most optimal way to fight these guys.
Uh, uh, I guess like one thing I will say is I did. The only thing I had an idea of was an idea that I feel like that I shot down because I realized how you guys are going to approach this and it would go differently. There was one idea of how this fight was gonna go that I had that at the very beginning that was completely different. The idea was that Lorenzo would have managed to get a Humvee with a light machine gun on it, and there would have been like an on-the-road exchange of firing.
I'm gonna just assume that like the cops were like being controlled by the Sabbat were just kind of expecting this and didn't show up because of that.
That is partially the reason, and I'm sure more details would have been fleshed out if you guys went that way. Also, yeah, another thing that will help with the ensuing, like, with the infighting Sabbat after their leaders are gone is the hunters that will be coming in that were called in at the old safe house. So...
Oh yeah, we still got I'm gonna write that in Hunter notes.
Yeah, so
reminder.
they'll be heading to Cincinnati, so they'll be able to help the union workers with handling the rest of the stray Sabbat members and routing them out. And there you go.
I was gonna say real quick, do you mind if I dash now? Because I really want to cook some food.
Oh, understandable. You can dash now.
Also, I just want to make sure, like, was I being annoying at all with like I'm not sure like how much was in character and how much was like actually like, wait, no, we don't want to play that way. Because I like playing Virgil as kind of a loose cannon, like, you know, the like with the staking and stuff, and I viewed the staking as not particularly dangerous to like the party. I didn't view it as like removing anything, like any particular bits of information. I just want to make sure like that's not like a problem.
I mean, my take would be more, it's aggressive.
Given the nature of what we were going
On the other hand, Virgil seems to have an aggressive way of solving his problems.
Given that we were like just in a fight and I, you know, like Virgil would have rather talked to the vampires in a safe, confined area, that would have been like why he would have staked him.
I will say at the very least, if possible, maybe announce that you're going to begin an action, and then if people want to, they can like attempt to stop you in some measurable capacity.
That's
rather
fine.
than saying, I'm just gonna do it.
That's fine. That's fine.
Because like I understand I understand that like as a character that's a bit more aggressive, you have your own distinct motivations and ideas. But the thing is that like when you just say like it's like it's kind of like the idea of like saying like, oh, I'm just gonna burn down this hotel or whatever. I understand it's a very extreme example, but that's like kind of like a thing that some people do in like Dungeons and Dragons when they're maybe like a little bit more of a loose cannon to a certain degree, where like you're just kind of like fucking around.
A part of it is also me trying to be like, you know, performative, be a surprise, be like for the other players. But if it is going to be annoying, I don't want to annoy the players.
I guess
you know it's like it's something I want to be like spontaneous in order to, you know, create that shock value, create that like reaction, and how to like improvise off that. But again, if it's going to be annoying, I don't want to, you know, put that on other people.
I think it depends on the situation.
I thought it was good.
Not to keep cutting you off, AC. I do apologize, but I think a bit of it does sort of like kind of like depend on the situation. Like if we're all planning on like how we're gonna do something, and like let's say you just kind of like run up, shank like a vampire with like a successful stealth check, then like, you know, that might be like a little bit of like, well, if it's just like a random guy that we don't really have any sort of like, we don't have like a name for or anything like that, it's like, oh, this is like a vampire guard, we just have to deal with that, or you know, and you just kind of take the initiative, then like that might be a little bit more fine.
I mean, the thing is, the stake doesn't cause any damage.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Oh, it doesn't.
Like,
it doesn't kill him.
That's why I was staking him and not like you know, slicing off his head.
It paralyzes them into a T-pose.
Yeah.
If
so
I
wait,
could also,
did you think? Sorry, I just want to get a clarification. Did you think I was causing damage to him?
A bit, yes, because I wasn't completely. Well, no, I think it was just I kind of understood it, but it was like we're not necessarily trying to. I understand that like I'm kind of the one that seems like they sort of have like a bleeding heart for like vampires and all that fun business. But and so I think if it was like, hey, wait a minute, I feel like if we stab this guy in the back, there might not be super friendly to us in the future, or you might fuck it up a little bit.
Well, as I saw, it was just to move him to a confined space. So it's
Mhm.
like I'm not expecting him to be friendly to us in the beginning because we were in a battle, we killed his comrades,
Mhm.
and
But
like
if
especially for someone like Virgil, it's like he doesn't know this guy. He's like the enemy. He is like a heartless monster in Virgil's eyes.
But I guess if it would, sorry again, just one more time really quickly. I guess if I was to kind of crystallize why I kind of reacted in that way, I kind of brought it up a little bit in like that in that like in character bit where it's sort of like that was kind of compounded on top of you kind of playing the tactician a little bit, and I was maybe just getting a little bit annoyed, and I do apologize for that. I probably could have handled that a bit better.
All right. Yeah. Just it was just me trying to play the game, try to be careful because again, it was the first battle we did. Really.
I guess my thoughts on it would be like if you want to hide or conceal an action from the group, then do it. I guess like a better way is the hidden dice channel has the thing where you can roll the stealth thing, but if you fuck up the roll, the action gets announced to everybody.
So that's kind of the thing, though. It's like, well, the thing is, like, whenever I said like I want to do a stealth check to see if I could like stake him, and like I announced that to the group. So I would say like how I did it. It's like you guys could stop me, in the sense of if you wanted to stop Bone, if you wanted to stop Bone, like you disagreed with like how Bone was what Bone was thinking. If that was going to be annoying, I don't know if that was like what you meant. Like, were you trying to stop? Like, would you want to stop me, the player, and say, wait, let's discuss this first in a meta sense, or are you saying to the like character wise?
So, I mean, I guess if I was to kind of crystallize my own personal experiences in dealing with this kind of stuff, is that maybe kind of inverse your methodology towards this to a certain degree, because I mean, forgive me, this is a bit more of a negative term, but you were kind of like I did mention that I feel like you were sort of micromanaging combat to a certain degree. When it's like I feel like having a little bit more of like an abrasive approach to it, and like people trying their own things and kind of like everything not necessarily being perfectly planned, that vibes with me a bit better. But when you're making like larger character decisions in certain capacities, or like if people have like different agendas and ideas with like how they want to kind of handle things, maybe not. I guess just maybe like treat that with like a little bit more of like a, well, what does the group think,
Uh,
possibly.
I thought I was. If I wasn't, my apologies. Like I know you wanted to do the car bomb, but in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, I don't know how strong a vampire is in like the actual game mechanic sense. I don't know if one vampire can take on 3 people, so that's why I was a bit afraid to like do like the crazy shit immediately in our first battle, especially when we're dealing with like 6, 7. I forget the amount.
No, yeah, it's not
So
necessarily like it's not the car bomb thing that I was like frustrated about. I mean, I understood it, even if I might not necessarily like, even if I might like really wanted to do it. I'm not really like, oh man, I'm so mad I didn't get to do my stupid car bomb idea. It's just more that like it's more like I think that when we were kind of going over like each individual action and what people should do, rather than just kind of like letting some people fuck it, we ball it in like the heat of the combat and like before even established like turn order or anything like that, that kind of slowed down the pace a little bit when it maybe didn't necessarily need to.
That's true. Like again, a part of it was just me. I'm not sure like how dangerous these guys actually were in terms of like if I myself like I'm not sure if we each had like enough stat to take down a single vampire. So I wasn't. So that was just me being paranoid. If anybody else felt like I was like micromanaged, you feel free to like say it's fine. Like Robert will like say, "Bone, it's fine, and I'm glad he does that.
Yeah. But also, Bone, if if to make things funnier, you could always let people fuck around and find out.
Uh, I guess it's like I mean, it's like a thing. It's like I don't know how lethal this game generally is. I don't know how much of it is just like how much is up to AC's manipulations. So it's like, I mean, I guess, but yeah, losing a character, I feel bad, all that. I wasn't sure. I've also keep in mind I've only ever played one tabletop RPG, and that was Warhammer Fantasy Second Edition RPG, and we only got like 3 sessions in. So like I don't know exactly like how lethal some RPGs can be, how easy it is to lose your character, especially with something like this where it's like you get 5 health points. And like you get hit once, you've lost half of your health.
It also doesn't help that this is the first big, like, traditional fight. The last thing, like, the last combat thing with, like, even, like, Ken Anderson, you jumped him and, like...
It wasn't even a fight.
It wasn't a fight. Like, this was an actual, like, fight. They were fighting back, and they were way more powerful than you guys.
Yeah, and it's like AC, how dangerous is a single vamp mechanically? If you're able to figure it out, like doing the math and all that, how dangerous is like a single vampire to just one of us?
To one of us. So I will say how I originally approached it. I decided for like Lorenzo and a couple of the others, I gave them character sheets and I just upped their stats a bit. And the thing is, like, if about like, let's just say like the cleaner, if he like went to go grab you, that like by the head, like if you can't resist, that would almost be like a death just in one grab. He's fatal just for if he gets a hold of a vampire skull, let alone a human one. So like you have like the cleaner who would be like if he grabs your head, you're fucked. And while Lorenzo hits because he's a Bruja, he can hit like a truck because of his discipline. The thing is that he doesn't have any speed stuff, so you could dodge his swings with normally.
I don't know. It's like, is there anything that you guys would have preferred be done differently that you feel would have been more fun? Like, is there anywhere where you think I should have like just not gone as deep?
I mean, I guess in the future, if we're like planning out actions, if other people, how about like I guess.
I also sorry to interrupt, but I also did notice like just not a lot of people were talking during that section, so I kind of just kept on talking.
Yeah, so if I was to say anything to that, that is sort of a tendency that happens with a lot of, is that like when a person takes charge, it can maybe create some scenarios where, like, depending on how, I guess, invested somebody might be to a certain degree, or how much they want to kind of engage with it, they see it as a chance to either recede or maybe that they're a little bit more frustrated with it because they have a little bit less what's the word I'm looking for?
To say.
Yeah, a little bit less to say. What's the word that like people like to use when they're like talking about like people's ability to do things?
Capable?
They're
Strategizing?
no.
I don't know.
No. There's a specific word that I'm trying to look for.
Agency?
Yeah, agency. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
I think like when we're in a big like combat, when we're getting ready for a big combat sequence, rather this is I know this is a difficult thing to kind of like parse through, because I understand where you're kind of coming from, where it's like when no one's saying anything, you kind of feel like you need to fill the spaces to a certain degree.
I would say it's less that for that moment. It was just like, oh, I guess just people are just going along with the flow. Like so I just like, oh, I'll just kind of keep on playing out, and that's kind of like part of like I was trying to kind of get other people involved by saying, here you can do this. How do you feel about that? I clicked. I think that I don't remember exactly how it went. It was like a few hours ago. I think I remember trying to get other people involved by suggesting like if you're okay with that or using words like that, even if it didn't come out that way.
I guess just in the future, when we're about to enter a big combat scenario and nobody's saying anything, either egg them on to come up with an idea of their own. You don't necessarily want to like give them an idea. That was the thing that I mainly did when I was when I was doing my own campaign, was that it was like when we were very obviously done with an area, I didn't necessarily want to say like, all right, moving on, without like making sure that everybody was kind of okay with it. So like I kind of like nudge everybody and be like, all right, so we good? You guys want to keep moving? Rather than sort of
Could you like suggest like where I could have changed?
I mean, I guess that's
I
really...
get that it was a while ago, so you probably don't remember like the entire scenario. Because I thought I was doing that, but I could be just completely misremembering, or it could have been in my wording.
I mean, I guess if I was to kind of describe it based off of my own memory, is that it's like, rather than just kind of like egging people on, you were just kind of like trying to plot out like specific actions that people were doing. You were kind of like, it was kind of like pawn pieces to a certain degree. People were just kind of like, all right, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that, maybe you should do this. And it's just like, all right, so what kind of idea do you have? Like, well, if you want to, we can work things out. Like, if people want to, they can work things out like action to action to action. But like, but it's like, if you're not necessarily giving them the chance to, when you're just kind of like listing things off, then that kind of creates a sort of weird vacuum where it's like, okay, yeah, sure, that sounds like a good idea. And you don't really feel like you're really kind of like, they don't really feel like they're kind of doing anything, or they don't really have their own particular ideas. Like, that's why I made the point to be like, well, I want to do my bomb rolling plan. I want to use my fire bomb. So
I am glad that you chipped that in, because then it gave me something to bounce off of.
Mm-hmm. So, like, if you feel like people aren't necessarily engaging as much, and if this is just as equally the job of the DM as it is any other particular player, if they feel like they're kind of like the power player at the moment, that it's like, rather than being like, maybe you should do this and this, be like, okay, so like, what ideas do you got? You know, like, how about you go in? And they might try to like think up stuff. And if they don't have any ideas, then like after like a layer or two of like trying to like eke them for suggestions, be like, maybe here's an idea that I have, maybe.
What do you guys think? Do you think that's like accurate? Like, not trying to say that you're wrong here, just to get sense that we might as well ask how the others feel. Like, do you feel like I didn't leave enough room for you guys to give suggestions or something? Because like
no, I felt like
a part of it's like, sorry,
I felt like it was fine.
yeah,
No,
because
go
like
ahead.
a part of it's like really Sim, you don't like talk that much in general, but it's fine. That's not a call out. Nor doesn't like
No,
talk that much.
try to talk more as Cherry. I'm not doing a great job. I'm doing a little
Yeah,
better.
you're doing fine. You're doing great. I think you bring a very fun personality to Jerry that fits very well with like his look, his vibe, and his stats and all of that. I think you're great.
What does Zach bring to the table? Like, because from the way I say, I think he's the most normal one by far.
Yeah, I think that's what you bring. I think you're the closest. I think you're like the closest to a straight man on a normal level, where Noir is like a straight man on a more academic level. I honestly kind of wish that I was playing Carmine, because he would bring like the goofy coward energy, but still competent. But Carmine was explicitly like a red herring. He still exists. He's still out there.
Carmine Red.
Because like I kind of told AC, hey, it would be really cool if I like just swapped it. We had a whole thing planned, but there's still more to discover, so I don't want to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's if I am talking too much, just feel free to say cut in or make mention. I hope it didn't sound like I was shutting you off, Justin, with like your ideas. Just again, my paranoia about the anime type.
Like at that point, like I was just kind of like spitballing, and I was I was suggesting things I thought my character might want to do, and trying to see like what people would think about that kind of stuff. Because I understand the idea of the crazy car bomb idea is silly and a little too extreme, but it was just kind of an idea that I thought of because I have a I have a background in like doing some like kind of like shady stuff a little bit too. So like that's something that was kind of in my wheelhouse. It was a character-based action. That's kind of what I was thinking of. But I also recognize that it's a little absurd, and if people aren't necessarily vibing with that idea and they don't want to run it, then we don't have to.
I am glad you mentioned it, because I think it did fit well with your character. Just I was taking the practical approach, and We agree. It seems like we agree on like the general idea of how things went.
Me going between character sheets that I had for the vampires during the fight, being like, oh, okay, are they okay? I had this amount of health because that's right according to the stats. They're supposed to be that brittle, right? No, they're supposed to be that strong. Cool. No, oh fuck, ah.
By the way, AC, how much of their damage was like just narrative damage? Was it just cutscene damage? Because it feels like there were parts where it's like you didn't even roll to see the damage they took.
So here was the thing. Any damage done to them by you guys, except for the bomb, was actual, like, dice damage. I will say that.
Okay.
I was actually kind of keeping track of their health. However,
I'm so fucking happy for that crit I got.
Damage done to them by themselves, purely scripted. Though I will say, there was a thing where I had a dice roll between a fight between them, but that interaction got scrapped, and that was a fight between the Brute and Lorenzo, where the Brute was going to disarm Lorenzo, because I actually had like a specific script of how it played out, but you guys are able to cut in and you move things in such a way where it didn't play out. So one thing I do want to say before I like my closing thoughts and all that is the original confrontation I had some dice rolls involved where Lorenzo got a good punch in using his discipline and nearly like killed the Brute. So Lorenzo was going to be the one who like finished him. And how it was originally going to end was the sniper was going to snipe Lorenzo, and that was when Smith was going to run in with the stake. And
go ahead.
Another thing that I did end up scrapping because I thought it was too much clutter and like it would be like too much of a nightmare was I was going to have both sides have like 10 ghouls respectively kind of shooting it out, but I figured that'd be too much of a mess. So
I don't have the AI to automate this stuff.
So I just had the one sniper be the one ghoul that Smith said he had in his pocket.
So if I could say, if you'll recall, during a later battle in the D&D campaign where there was like a bunch of armies throwing themselves at each other and that kind of stuff, you could have still had that like experience with the ghouls and sort of had that kind of almost be just kind of like a ring around the location where like maybe it would have made it more difficult for us to like maybe get in there or to like do certain things. Like, you know, maybe if there was a bunch of ghouls tussling it out, it would have made my big stupid bomb trick more difficult, especially considering that, like, you know, fire does a good chunk of damage to vampires, and that did kind of kneecap both figuratively and literally Lorenzo a little bit as a boss encounter. If I could, and now admittedly, I understand that this might not be in my wheelhouse because I don't know as much about VTM as you or Bone, but I think maybe in the future, based on my own understanding of vampires, like they generally have like better vision, they're faster, they're stronger, etc., etc. And like we're hunting these guys who are like genuinely like superhuman in nature to a certain degree, and we're just kind of like we effectively just took them out from the trees like we were fucking DEA agents watching a fucking taking care of a drug bust effectively. Which is also probably why I suggested the car bomb thing, because up until this point, most of our encounters of the supernatural have literally just been us like shooting the shit out of one big guy and sneaking or kind of like tricking a little bit of a lesser being into that kind of scenario. Like, you gotta have more scenarios that kind of like, I guess, humble us to a certain degree. Because like then, if you want to like get that kind of like tight play, where people are kind of like a little more frightened and playing it close to their chest, and they're like trying to kind of deal with these situations to a certain degree, then like maybe that's kind of what you want to go for a little bit. Like make vampires a little bit scarier.
Here is one thing I will say. The only trouble I did like try with that a little bit. The only problem was trying to figure out health values. Because what I did was I made their character sheets like VTM characters. I did level them up like just a little bit. However, with the way their health works, it's almost the same health bar you guys have. So I was kind of unsure how to balance that. So unfortunately, that leads to a problem where, although I say they go at like sonic speeds, I see they punch super hard and all that, and even though only a fire decapitation or head destruction or sunlight will kill them, their normal HP bar is about the same as you guys because of that balancing. And
I will say, sorry, I just want to say, I was scared. That's why I was planning so hard.
yeah, and I will say,
like
oh,
I
yeah.
see these. Sorry, it's like I'm like I said, like I like in my mind, I'm like just one of these guys could probably take out like 3 of us. So we should probably get like really like we should probably be very careful.
Yeah. I guess my final note is this was also the first time I had a fight. I ever DM'd a fight like this. And I think next time this happens, I think I will have a lot more of it the way it should play out. I think I have a better grip on the mechanics and I feel a bit more confident and stuff. So I think I can pull it off. Granted, you guys are not going to a big ass city, so it might be a minute before you have a big fight like this.
Also, if you want to do like the big number of dudes thing, you could group them up in units, and then instead of like rolling a d6, you could roll like a big dice or something, like I don't know, like a d20 or something, and kind of like homebrew out a system.
I'll have to figure it out, but I will say I do, because I know some people should head out or not because it's rather late. I just want to say
I should go to bed.
yeah, I know there were some unpolished areas. I hope it was fun despite that.
Oh, can I add one more thing?
yeah, definitely.
I really liked your initial banter when the gangs met up. I thought that was actually like great. I felt like that was right out of Bloodlines. I thought it was fantastic.
For that banter, I wanted like the mixture of like the vampire and almost like a mobster kind of thing of 2 like gangs like meeting up, or one gang's not really from a town they should be.
Well, that's basically what the Camarilla is. They're basically a mafia.
But yeah, and I wanted to lean into that. And I will say I'm glad I threw in that Sabat Punk because she's originally going to be someone different and more experienced, but I was scared that that person was going to be too powerful. So I nerfed them into the Sabat Punk.
This one NPC has a lot of
twin sister.
This one NPC has a lot of polygons. It's almost like this was meant to be an important character.
But yeah, my final notes on that was, but I will say, making them the punk, I was able to make them more vocal about their allegiances, and because they're new, more vocal about what they are. So I was able to kind of use them as a tool to immerse everybody a little bit more into the world and realize that VTM is also happening.
I also felt like you went pretty hard on the designs for goons that were going to die in like one session, and I thought you did great with their designs.
Oh, I drew the punk lady today, like right before the session started.
I think it's a great design.
Thank you.
I really like the brute.
Only for her to get fucking brained by machine gun fire.
Yeah.
I thought I really liked the brute's design with like the head tattoo. Yeah, I really love that guy's design.
This was my favorite sprite out of all of them, honestly. My favorite head portrait.
I think it's fantastic.
AC, I just realized you haven't been posting the portraits to the visual assets channel.
Oh yeah, I'll post those when I'm done. Anyway, Bone.
I think that was the question I had in my pocket was, do these guys have names or are they just the brute, the sniper? Was there a secret name for each character that we didn't ask them about because we were busy murdering them?
One did have, and Smith said it, but you called it a nickname anyway.
Incognito?
Incognito was his name.
What is his deal? Like, why does he look like that? Do we know?
Is he a Batman?
He is supposed to be like a Nosferatu mysterious stranger type figure.
I see.
Like, he's supposed to kind of, like, pop in the middle of the battlefield, like, dome a couple people, and then try to get out. But Lorenzo basically, like, got him like a Left 4 Dead charger, so that didn't go as much as planned.
It's also kind of funny having this, like, stoic, mysterious stranger, and then the fire happens, like,
I mean, like, that's the thing. That's like he's trying to be stoic, but Roadtrip kicks in, and his natural fear of fire, like, betrays what he's supposed to like put out there about who he is. That's his vampirism portraying like his humanity, I guess.
I forgot that was called Roadtrip.
His vampirism betraying his aura.
Yeah. Though he did take time to put his hat on before he started cowering away.
Also, congratulations on your new hat, Dr. Arkham.
Me just slapping the hat on the sprite now, like, permanently.
In the shittiest possible way. It's just, like, clearly not fitting his head. It's just kind of laying on top.
He did seem to have a very big head. I don't know.
Well, I was afraid it was coming off of that. If you notice, those are pointy ears.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the silent guy, the grabby hand
cleaner.
Guy. Yeah, if it's not gonna be like a spoiler for anything, it's like, what was his deal? Did he have a deeper deal, or was he just good, or was he a good crusher man?
Basically, he was just good at killing.
Specialist.
He wasn't gonna have like a deeper thing going on that we just skip past.
The most is if you guys fucked up and they got wind of your betrayal, this guy would have been like a Mr. X-esque like pursuer who would have been chasing you throughout the city.
Oh yeah, you also did you expect us to like do this ambush thing, or did you expect us to attack their stronghold?
It was one of those things where like I was like a stronghold attack would be likely, but I wouldn't be shocked if you're like, hang on, let's not attack them on home turf. Let's get them somewhere else.
We should probably burn down that place.
Oh yeah, the vampire plants are still there. I forgot to illustrate them fully too. But yeah, the cleaner's whole deal was that he just killed people. There's no big deep spoiler for him. All I'll say was that like he was supposed to be feared even amongst kindred and also there's a detail that you guys missed about him because you guys sneak attacked him and not vice versa. You can't hear his footsteps.
Ooh.
That was one thing about him is that because he's also Nosferatu. You can't although he crushes your head. You can't hear his footsteps because that's.
Is he like a light Nosferatu? He's not particularly mutated, or is that just because of the
his forehead wrinkles was supposed to be the main point, and his skin was supposed to just be white compared to everybody else. I know it looks like a stylistic choice, but like he was supposed to be like his skin was white and his face was all wrinkly, so he's not pointy-eared like every Nosferatu, but he was supposed to be like. At least a little fucked up, just in a different way.
You see, this guy is like the Elder Scrolls 1 Khajiit that are just humans.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But I imagine, like, one detail is if you did get caught or if he was suspicious of you ahead of time, his footsteps would have been silent. So if he got the jump on you, he would have, like, gotten the jump on you. And how I imagined that was if you were talking to, like, some NPC, you would see him get, like, nabbed and killed in front of you. And there was nothing you could have done to see him ahead of time because you couldn't hear him coming.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's probably all I have to say. Does anybody else have any thoughts?
Nothing from me.
Yeah, that was Hunter the Road Trip. If I have any, I have more lore about this guy that you'll never, and like the group that you guys would never see naturally. But I will type that out later and like somewhere in shared Hunter notes. And if you want to get that on stream, I could read it aloud at the end of another session. But this has been Hunter the Road Trip.